as many coaches do, even though it's a playoff game, and they go very conservative. He says the Oilers will be as unpredictable as ever. And quarterback Warren Moon is coming off what Glanville feels is Moon's best game of the season.
Yeah, well, Moon's playing with a great deal of confidence right now. Seattle's going to have to try to confuse him with secondary coverages, try to put some pressure on him by making him get off rhythm, throw him out of sync with the confusion, and hope that he has some bad interceptions. Now, the Oilers have two explosive receivers in Ernest Givens and Drew Hill. This tandem is combined for 102 catches and 1,922 yards.
And there is Houston coach Jerry Glanville, a man who's turned them from one of the NFL's laughingstock clubs to a contender. Did it in one season. Now he feels they have to guard against just being satisfied by making the playoffs, which could have happened to the New Orleans Saints, who were clobbered earlier today by the Minnesota Vikings. And for the Seattle Seahawks, Chuck Knox, in his 5th season with Seattle, perhaps his best coaching job took place back in '84 when he lost Kurt Warner for 15 games. Still went 12-4, best record in Seahawk history, but his defensive unit was stronger that season as compared to this year, as evidenced by last week in Kansas City. Knox has major problems defensively. Sellout crowd of 50,594. We have heard some noise here in the early moments, of course, during the introduction of the Houston Oilers lineup. And we have not heard noise in Houston throughout the year. This kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. And it's Alan Pinkett returning the kick from Norm Johnson. Houston won the toss, and they will go to the offense as we get underway in this AFC wildcard game. Warren Moon, a 50% passer. 21 touchdowns, intercepted 18 times with Mike Rozier and the rookie Alonzo Highsmith. And he has outstanding receivers. We'll see for good portions of the ball game, 4 wideouts utilized. A massive offensive line. The center is Jay Pennison, a second-year man from Nicholls State. And it's a first down for Houston from the 21-yard line. And they go to the ground for Rozier. Mike Rozier, who last week ran for 103 yards on 20 carries, picked up 6 on the play. As a look at the Seahawks defensive alignment, Jacob Green is headed to the Pro Bowl, although there are many who say it's not one of his better years despite that status. The rookie Brian Bosworth inside with Fred Young, who has been the best Seattle defensive player. Melvin Jenkins starting at left corner with Terry Taylor bothered by a sprained ankle. It's a second down and 4. The tight end Williams in motion. And it's Highsmith. And he has the first down. Alonzo Highsmith, who has been brought along slowly following his holdout, did not suit up to play until November the 8th. Had a good one last week, his best game as a pro. Fred Young made the stop, and Houston with the first down from their 32.
Well, here you see Brian Bosworth, 55, trying to take on the all-pro guard, number 63, Munchak, and Munchak certainly got the better end of that battle.
Highsmith and Rozier working out of the eye. Moon throws for the first time, going deep for Givens, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by Jenkins. Now, Joe, the feeling was that the Oilers would go right at Melvin Jenkins, who has replaced the regular Terry Taylor, and Jenkins picked it off in front of the intended receiver, Ernest Givens.
Well, they went right after him, but he was in excellent position. Now, if this ball is a little bit farther out front, you may have a completion, or at least Givens can break the pass up. But when you look where this ball is, it's underthrown, and Jenkins adjusts to the ball better than Givens, you see. Had the ball been out front, it might have worked, but give Jenkins credit on that coverage.
Jenkins, a first-year player from Cincinnati, with his 4th intercept of the season, and Seattle first down from their 46. The quarterback, Dave Craig, and the running backs, John L. Williams and Tony Burse. And that's Williams with a short pickup, the inside linebacker, John Grimsley, combining with nose tackle Doug Smith. There's John L. Williams, first-round draft pick last year. Tony Burse, a rookie from Middle Tennessee, the other starter. And Steve Largent is the man. As far as the Seahawks are concerned, the deep threat is Darryl Turner. We'll see quite a bit of him later on. Grant Fiesel, the new name of that offensive alignment, with Blair Bush out after breaking a hand earlier in the year. Second down and 9. And Craig going deep for Largent. He's got him. And a first down and much more. Keith Bostic, the strong safety on the stop of Steve Largent.
Couldn't have been done any better. Excellent pass protection by the line of Seattle. Craig sets up, has the time, he's comfortable back there, and he just throws a beautiful pass. Largent downfield, made the inside move, and got the jump on the defender. Watch where this ball comes down. Right there, just in the pocket. Beautiful pass.
33-yard pass play. Steve Largent, who last week caught 6, became the NFL's all-time leader in pass reception, setting the first down at the Houston 20. Largent 80 in motion. Big rush. Craig gets it away for Largent. Inside the 10, and Largent goes over for the touchdown. Good block by Ray Butler, the wide receiver. On the other side, he went 20 yards for the score, and the Seahawks take a 6-0 lead.
So many ways Largent could beat a team. The man blocks well, he runs well after the catch. Here Craig setting up the pass to the right, fools the Houston defense. Wow, what a move he made getting away from Doug Smith. Now 54 right there. Fiesel, the center for the Seahawks, made an excellent block, and the rest of it's Largent. And number 70, Big Mattis down there, the tackle for the Seahawks, throws another good block.
3 plays, 54 yards for the score. And here is Norm Johnson, who has been perfect this season, and he continues the perfection. 41 for 41. The Seahawks strike early, and they lead Houston 7-0. Steve Largent was out early, and check out this scientific test of the AstroTurf. Steve Largent checking out the seams.
Yeah, he's saying, what is this stuff? You know, the reason he's checking the seams is some of those rascals, they're about 1.5 inches, 2 inches deep, and about 1 inch apart. And if you're running a cut, trying to make a cut, and you hit one of those things, you'll go right to the turf.
This is not one of the favorite playing surfaces for players around the NFL.
It never has been from day one. I know I hated it, and most of the guys around the league did, if not all of them. It's like cement out there. That's how hard it is.
And there is Alan Pinkett awaiting the kickoff from Norm Johnson. 7-0 Seattle on a quickie drive. Here's Pinkett, second-year player from Notre Dame, getting to the 20-yard line. And it was Fred Young leading the special team assault on the coverage.
Here's a replay of the touchdown we just saw. We're making the fake and trying to get the defense over to the left side, and they accomplish that. He escapes number 99, Bruce Smith, and the rest of it is all good blocking. 54 Fiesel, and then the running by Largent. They completely fooled the Oiler defense, and the blockers got out in front.
Steve Largent just continues to add numbers of what has been a record-breaking career. First down from the 20 for the Oilers. They are down 7-0. And it's Mike Rozier, stopped by the right defensive end, Jeff Bryant. Bryant up front with Green and Nash. Rozier with a 5-yard pickup. Second down and 5 at the 25. Houston Oilers finished at 9 up and 6 down. The only team in the playoffs outscored this season. That despite the fact that they, during the replacement games, walloped Denver by the score of 40-10. They were belted around a couple of times, and most of their victories were by close margins. It is Highsmith. Ball was jarred loose. He is short of the first down. Eugene Robinson, the free safety, 3-year player from Colgate, made the stop. Highsmith going for 3. You know, football people say that right now, and Alonzo Alonzo Highsmith has had very little experience in the NFL. They say that right now he is one of the best blockers in the NFL.
Yes, but I have to see it against the pros. In college, he certainly was. He hasn't been playing much this season. He's rusty, didn't have the training camp, and he's worried about fumbling the ball. Right now, Houston is under even more pressure than before the game, being behind 7-0.
3rd down and 1 coming up, but first a timeout with 5 minutes gone by in this first quarter. Seattle with a 7-0 lead on Houston. The 20-yard touchdown pass from Craig to Largent, that preceded by a 33-yard pass play. So Dave Craig, who has his critics in Seattle, off to a very fast start. Houston now 3rd down and 1 from their 29. 5 minutes have gone by. Marv Albert, Joe Namath from the Astrodome in Houston. Rozier with the change of direction and has the first down. Mike Rozier, who made the Pro Bowl for the first time, has the first down.
Rozier take it outside and then cut back. He likes to get the defense flowing in the direction of the ball, and then they wall off the backside. Now you see Rozier come back here. You see that? That number 70 just pushes Green down the line. That's all Rozier right there. Seattle had the point of attack stop, but Rozier cut in behind it for the first down.
Houston first down from the 34-yard line. 87, the tight end Williams in motion. Highsmith tried the left side, broke a tackle. Joe Nash, the nose tackle, stopping Highsmith. So here are the Oilers going at 5 yards a clip.
And a key to the running game for Houston could be their free agent center Pennison, number 52, on 72, Joe Nash. Here Nash gets the better end of it, but he's not quite strong enough to bring down big Alonzo Highsmith, who ends up making some yardage. But I keep an eye on that matchup all afternoon. The center Pennison along with nose tackle Nash.
Last week the Oilers exploded for a season high 461 yards. They averaged 5.5 per carry, and they're right on schedule here today. The swing, it is Rozier. Some very nifty open field running. Melvin Jenkins, number 24, made the stop, and Rozier with a 7-yard gain and another. Houston first down.
Well, they set up the screen to the right side, and we'll see number 63 Munchak and 74 Matthews get out there to give Rozier some blocking. The defender's overrunning. Now watch this. He cuts right back there. That's all Rozier again.
Nice head fake on the right defensive end, Jeff Bryant. And a first down for Houston from their 46-yard line. Seahawks 7, Houston nothing. Rozier out to midfield. Picked up 5. Strong safety Ken Easley on the stop. Last week, Jerry Glanville, the Houston coach, felt it was the best run blocking performance of the season by the Oilers offensive line, and they're off to the good start here in the first quarter.
Except June Jones told me, the quarterback coach of the Oilers, that they must be patient offensively. That first series with the long interception didn't show much patience at all. This series is.
2nd and 6. Moon got the time, and a nice leaping catch by Drew Hill in front of Patrick Hunter. 15-yard pass play, and that gets the crowd going.
Drew Hill with speed to burn on the top of your screen is covered by 23 Patrick Hunter. Now Hunter will give him a good cushion. Hill just stops and turns back inside and makes a terrific catch. That ball, this ball is hard to handle. The blocking is there. The Moon is so strong, he puts some heat on this pass, and that's all hands there. So a fine catch that time.
Drew Hill had 49 catches this season, 6 last week against Cincinnati, although he dropped a couple. 1 in the end zone. First down from the 35. Rozier inside the 30, and the Oilers are mixing up the play calling. Bruce Schultz, the outside linebacker, made the tackle on Rozier.
I'll tell you, it seems to me the offensive line of the Oilers are controlling things out there. Here they get off the ball well, and Rozier cuts it back. But you know, most of these football games are won and lost at the line of scrimmage. And in this drive, it looks like Houston is establishing the dominance.
That is a massive Houston Oilers front line. Second down and 4 inside the 30. Highsmith could not find the hole. Short pickup for Alonzo Highsmith. Outside linebacker Greg Gaines, who is back in the starting lineup, combining with the Brian Bosworth.
Interesting to me that Bosworth has to call the defensive signals for these Seahawks. You know, he's a rookie, and the young man has so many things going through his mind out there as a rookie. He's not that experienced, yet he's burdened with having to call the defensive signals. People say that he hasn't been playing up to expectation. Hey, I can't see how he could.
And some intimidating words from Brian Bosworth as Warren Moon looks at a 10th play of this drive. Third down and 2. Rozier tried to change directions but could not, and the Seahawks able to hold the Oilers. Fred Young was right there.
Draw play here, fools Bosworth, actually comes clean through here. Thinks it's going to be a pass, but Rozier goes the other way. Freddie Young, number 50, comes in to make the play along with Jacob Green, 79.
Brian Bosworth, the man with the most recognizable mohawk since the French and Indian War. 46-yard field goal attempt for Tony Zendejas. And it is good. Tony Zendejas, in his third year from Nevada Reno, has had an excellent season. Zendejas putting up 3 on the board, and with 4:44 remaining in this first quarter, it's the Seahawks 7, the Oilers 3. You know, Joe, I really miss the 10-minute ticker.
Hey, I like the 10-minute ticker. I know everybody's sitting at home throughout the season. They get a chance to see how the other teams are doing. I think that's a good idea.
Strong vote of confidence for management from Joe. We have only one score to report on in the earlier playoff game. It was Minnesota surprising New Orleans by the score of 44-10. So Minnesota now will go on to play the San Francisco 49ers. The return by Bobby Joe Edmonds of Seattle, and good coverage by the Oilers. 20-yard return by Edmonds, one of the best kick return men in the NFL. Alan Pinkett in on the tackle. 7-3 the score. Seattle with the lead.
All right, Mojo. Hey.
That is equipment assistant Bill Lackey of the Houston Oilers, who usually enthusiastically retrieves the kicking tee. I've seen him even more enthusiastic. He's just warming up. Good drive by the Oilers, but they had to settle for the field goal and a long one. It's officially called a 47-yard field goal. Craig on the handoff to Williams, and he is gang tackle. Now that is symbolic of the way the Oilers have played this year. Some have said dirty, others say with emotion, but the coaching staff likes the gang tackling philosophy.
Number 32, Williams, makes this carry, makes the break to the outside because Lyles forced him outside, the linebacker for the Oilers. Now here we see what he's trying to do to replace Warner, and he's going to have some help to accomplish that. And I mean, number 34, Burst, has to go drop blocking.
He lost a yard at 2nd and 11 from the 28. And it's Williams stopped again. This time he picked up 2, but Keith Bostic and the inside linebacker, John Grimsley there, along with Ray Childress. So once again, the gang tackle of John L. Williams.
Williams trying to get the yardage here, but number 25, Bostic, the Pro Bowler, strong safety. He's just tremendous. Big size, 223 pounds for a strong safety. That's like having a fit linebacker in there.
Third down and 9. Seattle from their 30. Craig slipped. And that is it for the Seattle drive. Dave Craig went down. Ray Childress will get credit for the sack.
Well,
it's just a simple slip. A quarterback, when he gets that back there, watch his left side. That left foot will probably give way. There it is. That's the foot that the quarterback sets on. And, you know, on a wet day, I can understand it. But this turf is in good shape out here. It has a lot of friction. That's a tough thing to figure out.
Ruben Rodriguez, a rookie from Arizona, will punt from his 5. Kenny Johnson awaits the punt at midfield. Kenny Johnson, 8-year pro from Mississippi State, on the return. And a good one. Kenny Johnson, a replacement player, had an excellent day last week. Off the 38-yard punt, went for 9 yards. 7 seconds to go, first quarter. Seattle with a 7-3 lead on Houston. Good field condition for the Oilers. First down at the Seahawks 48. Rozier and Highsmith are the running backs. 87 the tight end Williams. Moon again getting the time. And a first down catch is made by Hill. A 15-yard advance. Eugene Robinson, the free safety, made the stop.
Now, this is a perfect example of what we talked about earlier in the show, Marv. Houston's not going to play it conservatively. They had run the ball in the last series quite well. They knew Seattle would be playing run. They open up on first down and throw the ball downfield. That's what Glanville was talking about not being too conservative.
Warren Moon, a man who's gone through 4 quarterback coaches in his 4 years at Houston, but things certainly stabilized with June Jones taking over this season. And a first down at the 33. And Moon chased by Green, able to complete, but it's out of bounds. Ernest Gibbons made the catch, and a nice one, but it is ruled incomplete. He was out of bounds.
Yeah, well, Jenkins did the job on Givens early. When Givens first came off the line, he bumped him around a bit, and that's why Moon had to hold the ball. Here you can see he makes a fine catch, just a little bit too far out of bounds. But Moon wanted to get the ball to Givens early, and Jenkins just wouldn't let him do it.
Ernest Givens, second-year player from Louisville. Acrobatic, extremely quick, can catch the ball in traffic. 2nd and 10. Out of the Seattle 33. 1:47 left. First quarter. Seahawks 7. Oilers 3. Now the handoff to Rozier. Jacob Green, the left defensive end, on the tackle of Mike Rozier. If Seattle advances to the AFC divisional playoffs, they will play at Cleveland next Saturday, January 9th. Now, if Houston wins, they will play at Denver next Sunday, January the 10th. Seattle and Cleveland did not meet this season. Houston did play Denver in a replacement game in week number 3. 3rd down and 5 at the Seattle 28 with a minute left in this first quarter. Moon goes sideline, has Gibbons, and a first down. Gibbons again working on the left corner. Jenkins.
Well, now this isn't a takeoff of the old run-and-shoot type offense. They bring Gibbons in motion across here. Actually, Hill, and they have 3 receivers flooded on this side. Now, Seattle doesn't make the adjustment to get up on top of Gibbons. They put a tremendous amount of pressure on you by bringing those 3 quick receivers to one side and then rolling Moon out as well.
And we're talking about Hill and Gibbons, Willie Drury, Curtis Duncan. First down at the 22. Houston again on the move. Rozier with the opener. A hard driving move by Rozier, who plowed into the right corner. Patrick Hunter, and another Houston first down.
Rozier set this play up by running inside 2 or 3 times. They get outside. The folks expecting him to cut back inside. Gets a good block by Highsmith on the inside linebacker, and then boom! Hello. I tell you, Tony, Patrick Hunter's going to wonder whose side his guys are playing on. They hit him harder than Rozier hit him.
Rozier for 11. And a first down at the 11 with time running down in this opening quarter. Now Quattles as Moon calls it out. Highsmith with Rozier blocking. And the Oilers running well as this first quarter comes to a close. Eugene Robinson on the stop. So 1 quarter in the books here at the Astrodome. Seahawks 7, Oilers 3.
That's what I don't want to be understood. No, it's no knock at all on my guys.
Just checking. As we resume with the second quarter getting underway, the Oilers have a 2nd and 3 down at the 4-yard line. Seattle 7 and Houston 3. A 20-yard touchdown pass from Craig to Largent that was preceded by a 33-yard pass play. A good look from the goal line at Warren Moon. As of yet, he is just short of the goal line. Alan Pinkett, who had a 22-yard run last week against Cincinnati, the longest of his career, able to move it to the goal line.
Pinkett gets help from number 32, Alonzo Highsmith, at 63, Munchak. I had a good talk with Mike Holloway, the player personnel man of the Oilers this last week, and he says Pinkett would be starting for most other teams around the league. Here we see another angle of Pinkett running through a huge hole there. Robinson, number 41, saved the touchdown for the Seahawks.
Pinkett was out with a shoulder injury earlier this season. There's a first down, so a first and goal from the 1. Quarterback sneak. Keith Butler on the stop. Stop short.
I don't know if Moon wants to try this anymore today. He takes a good lick from the linebackers in here. You know, there's a general philosophy when you have a tough kind of coach, a guy that likes to play that smashing football, that you should be able to make that half a yard anytime with the quarterback. But hey, this is the NFL. You have to give defense credit now and then. They're big and strong, and they can stuff that quarterback sneak.
What they call mouth football. 2nd and goal from the 1. Now he gives it up to Rozier. Change of direction. And he is in. Taken a 9-7 lead. A beautiful block by the right tackle, Dean Steinkühler.
How sweet it is. It sure is for these Houston Oilers fans. Not much to say about that last play other than Steinkühler's block and a wonderful effort by Rozier.
Tony Zendejas, Jeff Gossett the holder. 45 in, second quarter, and the Oilers have taken a 10-7 lead on the Seahawks. The Houston Oilers have taken a 10-7 lead on the Seattle Seahawks. 9 plays, 48 yards, capped off by the beautiful change of direction 1-yard run by Mike Rozier. And Tony Zendejas getting set to kick it off. He's been kicking off the last 5 weeks since the departure of Lee Johnson. Deep man is Bobby Joe Edmonds from his goal line. And again, strong coverage by Houston, led by Eric Fairs, a backup linebacker.
Now here's a touchdown, but what we saw was Chuck Knox on the sideline complaining about a clip. Here you see Rozier reversing his field. Now if we look to the right side of the screen, we'll see number 23, Hunter, right here, right in there, right here. That's the clip we're talking about that Knox was complaining about.
first down from their 17. Early second quarter, 2 minutes gone by. And Craig throwing on first down, has a first down. 18-yard pickup. Ray Butler making the catch.
Well, here's Coach Knock. He's very upset. Chuck saw it, and the official didn't see it that time. But, hey, I still think the run was worth the touchdown. You know, Rozier earned that touchdown, buddy.
Not like the fact that Rozier had that much of the field to operate with, able to change directions. First down from the 34. And Craig in trouble. And now goes long. And it is broken up. Butler, the intended receiver, covered by Patrick Allen.
We've gotten word that the play that we've questioned being a clip on Patrick Hunter was from the side. The block has to be from behind to be a clip. The official clearly saw it and said it came from the side. So it was a clean touchdown.
2nd and 10 from the 34. Craig goes sideline for Largent. And he was covered by Steve Brown, the left corner. So it will be a third down from the 34. Here's a look from the other angle. You see the right corner of the screen. That's the play that you were referring to.
Yeah, you know, I really can't tell whether it's from behind or from the side. What's important is it wasn't called. There are plays run every time out there where you can call something. I think it was a terrific run, and I don't think it was a clip. You know, you just the points are on the board. Chuck's not complaining anymore.
And a third down from the 34. Here comes intended for Darrell Turner. Kenny Johnson on the blitz, and a penalty flag is down.
Ball start, number 70 on the offense. No play, no snap. Ball start before the snap.
The left tackle, Ron Mattis, called on the penalty. Second-year man from the University of Virginia.
On the top of your screen, number 70, you see him leaning back on his heels. He wants to get the jump. He's afraid number 93 coming from the outside, Lyles, is going to beat him. There he is, Big Mattis at 6'6", 306 pounds.
Hey, watch your rush now.
And so the Seattle Seahawks with a third down and 15 back at the 29-yard line. Oilers lead it by the score of 10-7. Seattle Seahawks 9-6 during the regular season, finished second in the AFC West, and they have been a puzzle, an up and down ball club right throughout. Craig is taken down. Combination of Needs and Lyles accounting for the second Houston sack of the day.
Well, Lyles, number 93, is a man to make these offensive players lean back on their heels as he did the last play with Mattis. Look on the right side of the screen here. You'll see number 93 make a nice move on J.L. Williams and get in there for the tackle.
And so the Seahawks in punt formation. Ruben Rodriguez, rookie from Arizona, back within his 10. And Kenny Johnson is back deep. Second punt for Rodriguez. And a good one. '41-yard punt. And and a 5-yard return. A timeout taken with 4 minutes gone by. Second quarter.
AFC Wildcard game is brought to you by Dodge. For the ride of your life, it's gotta be a Dodge. By the U.S. Armed Forces, it's a great place to start. And by McDonald's, it's a good time for the great taste.
Marv Albert, Joe Namath from the Astrodome in Houston with 4 minutes gone by in the second quarter. And the Oilers now first down. Again, good field possession starting out from their 41. Houston 10, Seattle 7. Highsmith and Rozier are the running backs. Highsmith. Alonzo Highsmith breaking tackles and going for 9. Melvin Jenkins on the stop. It'll set it to a 2nd and 1. And Houston beginning again with terrific field position.
Sure, the 20 to 21, that's not bad field position, but the 48, whenever they went down to score the first time, is good. And now at the 41-yard line, they don't have far to go. There's June Jones in the white shirt, the quarterback coach of the Oilers. This is his first year with the Oilers, and what a tremendous change their offense has had because of June Jones.
2nd and 1. Rozier again with the reversal. But this time, the Seahawks right there. Led by Fred Young, the inside linebacker. It is a loss of 3. Fred Young is a Texan. He hails from Dallas. Man who leads the Seahawks with 101 tackles, making it to the Pro Bowl for a 3rd time. And has had another sensational season. 3rd down and 4. Back at the 47. Go with the 4 wide receivers. Moon with the short set and completes. What hands? Ernest Gibbons stopped by Brian Bosworth. So the catch by Gibbons, his 2nd of the day.
Just a terrific catch. Gibbons goes straight downfield and crosses the middle. You'll see him coming from the right side to the left side of the screen. And watch how he stretches out here. Gets, oh, what a good catch. All hands. Bosworth makes sure that he's down, of course.
Picked up 13 on the play. Houston Oilers have won their last 2. 3 out of the last 4. The 1 loss over that stretch at New Orleans. 24 to 10. Down at the 40. And off the swing, Pinkett. 3-yard gain. Eugene Robinson, the free safety, combining with Brian Bosworth on the stop.
Now, Bosworth does have excellent speed. I was told yesterday that the Seahawks have clocked him in a 40-yard sprint in 4.5 seconds. You know, that's a little bit faster than Steve Largent. But Bosworth's problem this season has been adjusting to the pro-type offenses. It's been said he's taking the blockers on with the wrong shoulders. I think he has a lot to think about out there, and he's going to be an outstanding linebacker.
2nd down and 7 at the Seattle 37. Moon got the time. Highsmith out of the backfield for 5, so short of the first down. Greg Gaines, the outside linebacker, on the stop. There's Gaines making his first start in 3 weeks, bothered by a strained knee. Tony Woods, the rookie from the University of Pittsburgh, had been in the starting lineup. Houston now looking at a 3rd down and 1 at the Seattle 31. Houston 10, Seattle 7 in the AFC Wildcard matchup. 7:45 remaining in the first half. Fumble by, let's see, it was recovered. Alan Pinkett on the fumble, covered by Brian Bosworth.
I don't know why the fumble occurred. I can't quite see it here. The ball hits him pretty good in the midsection, but it looked as though it bounced away from his rib cage. Maybe the ball wasn't quite far enough in the old breadbasket. It kind of hits him on the side and a little bit up high here. It's reaching for the ball. You know, running backs aren't supposed to reach for the ball.
And a field goal attempt for Zendejas from 49 yards away. Earlier hit from 47. He's 21 for 27 on the season. Again from long range. He does it. 49-yard field goal, and Houston leads Seattle 13-7. Has excelled from long range, and that 73% includes the 2 that he hit today, 1 from 47 and 1 from 49. And the Oilers with a 13-7 lead on the Seahawks. 6:45 to go, first half, and a booming kickoff by Zendejas. Bobby Joe Edmonds running it out. And running it out well across the 30-yard line. Followed out of bounds by Eugene Seal. Houston Oilers have owned this first half. They've had the ball 17.5 minutes. And on the ground, they have certainly done it with the combination of Highsmith and Rozier. Seattle first down from their 30. John L. Williams and Tony Burse in the backfield. They have not been able to get going. Here is a swing to Williams, who is a solid receiver, but the Oilers all over him, led by the outside linebacker, Johnny Meads.
Oh, the Oilers played that well. They had that thing read from the beginning. Meads has the best speed of any of the Oiler linebackers, but he doesn't really need it here. You see that Craig looks over here to the right side, and Meads is right there waiting on him. Just an all-out good defensive play by the Oilers.
Pickup of 2, second and 8 at the 32. Burse in front of Williams. Play action, and Craig throwing sideline, and it was nearly stripped by Steve Brown. Brown on the coverage of Largent almost pulled off thievery.
Hey, this is the third straight play that I've seen Steve Brown just be all over the receiver. Brown is playing a tremendous game. Look at this. Largent made a great cut to get outside there, but Brown is still in there trying to get the ball away from him in an excellent position. Here you see Largent come out of his break in good shape, but Brown is still right there. Look at his coverage. It's sensational.
Third down and 8. Seattle from its 32. And almost picked off again by Brown. And Steve Largent upset.
Well, he felt like Brown had hold of him. Largent was trying to get inside, and I guess he felt that Brown was holding him up a little bit, had his hands on him, bumping him around too much. But obviously the official didn't see it and disagree with Steve.
Oiler coaching staff feels that their cornermen are among the best in the NFL. Steve Brown and Patrick Allen. Jerry Glanville says they don't get the publicity. Of course, you'll hear that throughout the league, depending on who is doing the talking. And again, the punting situation. Kenny Johnson is back, and Rodriguez gets it away. So Houston gets the ball back with 5.5 remaining in this first half. A 35-yard punt by Rodriguez.
You know, looking at this graphic, Marv, that tells me that the Oilers were a little bit nervous to start this game with. You know, playing a little apprehensive, and the Seahawks were under control. They made the first drive, did a good job. Then the Oilers, they've loosened up. They came back and shut them down these last 3 series. The game so far, to me, is being controlled by that Houston Oiler offensive line. They're getting good running from the running back, but it's that offensive line of the Oilers that's winning this game right now.
Bruce Davis, Mike Munchak, Jay Pennison, Bruce Matthews, Dean Steinkuhler up front. First down from the 34, and Moon is hauled down. Greg Gaines recording Seattle's first sack of the day. So Gaines getting to Moon.
Hey, I tell you what, we talked about Highsmith being a good blocker, or, you know, Scholes still out on him. I want you to watch Gaines just flat run right over top of Highsmith. There you are. Welcome to the NFL, buddy. And then Gaines still makes the tackle.
Loss of 8 on the play off the sack. 2nd down, 18 from the 26.
Tom Cannon, of course, the defensive coordinator, has been with Chuck Knox 15 years.
So he's been through all 3 stops for Chuck Knox. Buffalo, Los Angeles, and Seattle. Moon throwing and completing to Gibbons. And Gibbons had some words with the Seahawks. A 12-yard pickup. So Brian Bosworth and Charles Romes, a new addition to the squad, signed as a free agent.
Well, Gibbons is a little upset because he's down there and they didn't really need to hit him. Charles Romes, of course, was just activated today, so, you know, he's exuberant, excited. He's playing with a lot of enthusiasm, but that was a late lick that time by Romes.
3rd down, 7 from the 37. See the time, 4:20 remaining in this first half. And Moon throwing the middle. Slightly off target. Drew Hill, the intended receiver, covered by the right corner, Patrick Hunter. And now Houston in punt formation. A reminder to our viewers, we'll be selecting the Budweiser Most Valuable Player for today's game at the conclusion of the game. First punt of the day for Jeff Gossett. And we're told that the Seahawks will be looking to come up with a block. Keep an eye on the outside man, Patrick Hunter. Sam Merriman, number 51, who comes from the middle, also very effective. And let's see how they play it. Here they come, and nearly picked it off. A return by Bobby Joe Edmonds. Edmonds getting away. Gossett was blocked. Edmonds actually was tripped up and then got up. Jeff Gossett got a piece of him. A 36-yard punt and a 54-yard return by Edmonds, who has led the AFC the past 2 years in punt returns.
Well, the Oilers didn't get downfield to cover this. As you said, Seahawks were going to try and block the punt. The Oilers, on their formation, got so jumbled in and bunched in, they didn't get downfield, and Edmonds just makes a wonderful return.
He went 54 yards, first down at the Houston 19. Houston 13, Seattle 7. Randall Morris now in the backfield. Morris on the handoff. Reaching out near the 15. Childress on the stop. Randall Morris, a 4-year man from the University of Tennessee, handling it for the first time.
Now, what the Seahawks have done is they've gone back to putting John L. Williams at fullback and Morris at halfback. The other combination of using Tony Burse and John L. wasn't working. But I see they've just put Burse back into the game. I'm not too sure they should do that. Heck, they were successful with this combination. Why change it?
2nd and 6 at the 15. And Williams throwing, and it was dropped. Butler dropped it off a halfback option that succeeded. John L. Williams, which is something you rarely see the Seahawks do. They went for the unpredictable play.
That's right. We don't see many running backs that can pass the ball, but if he throws this thing now, if he gets it off a little earlier than number 31, Donaldson doesn't get over there to deflect the ball just slightly away from Butler. That was watch the ball. It's going to get deflected. Here's Butler, but Donaldson will deflect it just slightly to break up the play.
So he did get a piece of it. And a 3rd down and 6 at the 15, and the crowd here at the Astrodome is back into it. Greg throwing end zone. What a catch, but he's out of the end zone. It is incomplete. Darrell Turner was beyond the end line as he made the play against Brown and Boston. He is the big play man for the Seahawks.
Well, here you have to have both feet in bounds, and he never did get the right foot down in time. He certainly had Steve Brown beaten that time. Watch his right foot. It won't get down on the ground in time to count as a reception. His right foot. See that? He didn't quite touch the ground.
Seattle's Norm Johnson attempting a 33-yard field goal. He's had a solid season, 15 of 20 on the year. And Johnson connects. So the field goal kickers have had themselves an excellent first half. Tony Zendejas hitting 2 from long range. And now Johnson from 33 yards out. And it closes that Houston lead. 13-10 the score with 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first half. And now Johnson getting set to kick it off. Well, NBC Sports World has gone to every corner of the globe to bring you the very best in sports action. So as Sports World enters its 10th year, they bring you one of the premier sporting events on ice, the NutraSweet World Professional Figure Skating Championships. You'll see Scott Hamilton and Robin Cousins and spectacular ice dancing, plus a look back at 10 years of memories. That's all coming up on NBC Sports World, January the 24th. Marv Albert, Joe Namath, packed house at the Astrodome. This is a good year for dome teams. 5 of the 6 teams that play in domes made it to the playoffs. Joe, only Detroit and British Columbia did not make it.
British Columbia?
Kickoff by Johnson. And here is Pinkett. Alan Pinkett across the 25. Charles Romes on the stop. Ball is spotted at the 24-yard line. And the Houston Oilers first down and 10 from the 24. Here is the special teams coach for the Seahawks, Rusty Tillman, who you might say gets involved when his guys are on the field.
Well, Rusty knows how important the special teams are to the outcome of a game, and he's an emotional man. He gets fired up.
Rozier with a short gain. Mike Rozier opened up running very well. Picked up 2. Jacob Green on the stop.
There's Rusty Tillman in the blue sweater, giving his boys some direction on how to behave out there.
This has not been one of the better years for the Seattle special teams. In the past, though, they have been among the best in the NFL. Second down play, 2nd and 8, 2:25 to go in this first half. Moon guns sideline and completes to Hill. Jenkins on the coverage. Drew Hill in his 8th season out of Georgia Tech. Outstanding addition to the Oilers, acquired 3 years ago in a trade with the Los Angeles Rams. And it appears he's calling for a timeout to duck in the extra play before the 2-minute warning. Joe,
no, they don't want to do that. No, that's silly. That's why coaches don't let wide receivers behave out there, call timeouts. The kid didn't know what he wanted to do.
And apparently it did run down to the 2-minute warning. I don't know if they'll get charged for the timeout. At any rate, we'll take a break. Back after this. 5-year-old Chuck Knox, Seattle head coach, 5th season with Seattle, 15th year as an NFL head coach. In 10 of those 15 years, he's made it to the playoffs, and he's won 6 division championships. Houston first down from their 33 with 2 minutes left in the first half. And Moon again connects with Givens for a Houston first down. Bosworth on the tackle.
Well, Givens just running across that zone defense. They know that Seattle's going to be in the zone coverage. Oh, a little bit of extracurricular activities. I don't think Givens should be fooling with Bosworth out there in the field. Maybe to try and block him once in a while. But Bosworth is a tough man and a big man. I know Givens is tough, but it's a slight mismatch.
And the Houston Oilers have been involved in several skirmishes. Givens this time was hauled down by by Bosworth, who one-handed him and apparently did not like the treatment on the back of the jersey.
Well, what Givens didn't like was Bosworth did the smart thing. He tried to hold Givens down a little bit longer. He wants to run that clock and force the Oilers into a hurry-up type offense. So Bosworth was doing the right thing as a ball player. Givens just lost his cool a little bit. No harm done.
To 136. 136.
Clock has been readjusted. It shows 1:27. And apparently it is incorrect. The official time 1:36 left in this first half. Now in this situation, the Houston Oilers were the team that was not the intimidator, but clubs like the Steelers and the 49ers and the Saints and the Colts have charged that the Oilers are a dirty football team. Now they say they play with a lot of emotion. What's your reaction?
Well, talking with Chuck Knox, reading what the Seattle players had to say about these guys, talking to Coach Meyer, the quarterback coach of Seattle. Houston's not a dirty team. I mean, a couple of guys once in a while lose their head and deliver a knock when they shouldn't deliver a hard knock. But Houston tries to play within the rules, and they're just a hard-hitting team. Knox says, hey, I want my team to hit like this Houston defense is hitting.
Last week, the Cincinnati Bengals said there was nothing dirty about the Oilers. The consensus was, yes, they tackle hard, and they do play high-strung. But you may recall the situation several weeks ago when Chuck Noll was upset with Jerry Glanville at the end of their ball game.
Guys coming over, jumping people like that are going to get your ass. Just know that. I'm serious.
Chuck Noll felt that some of the Houston players took cheap shots at some of his players. And then Jerry Glanville pointed out, how about the game the following week with Pittsburgh involved time and time again?
Oh, they had one of their players misbehave a little bit. But I know Glanville doesn't teach that type of stuff that goes on once in a while. It's just, hey, we have 45 ball players on one team out there. A guy gets a little excited. He doesn't hear a whistle. And, you know, he hits the guy a little extra hard once in a while. But these guys on the field, man, they're crazy out there. I mean, it's a tough game. You know, it's kill or be killed when they're on the field. Hey, it's serious business out there, and you can't always control these players' emotions, but they don't teach or coach dirty football.
Joe, you're very compassionate right now, but if someone asked you in your day about your good friends on the Oakland Raiders...
Didn't have any.
Now,
except Fred Biletnikoff.
Right. Were they a dirty team?
Yes, they were dirty, and we have proof. I have the film, but that was yesteryear. Who cares now, right?
All right, set to resume. First down from midfield. 1:36 to go in this first half. And the Oilers lead the Seahawks 13-10. And the play was blown dead. We have had very few penalties.
False start, number 70, offense.
Bob McElwee, the referee, calling the false start on the right tackle, Dean Steinkühler. There's Dean, a #1 pick in his 4th season out of Nebraska.
That's the second time we've seen an offensive tackle get started a little early. Again, the reason they do that, they kind of fall back on their heels because they're so concerned with the outside pressure of the pass rush. They don't want to be beaten right away to the outside. So they get to rolling back on the heels and they get called for it.
Sets Houston back to the first down and 15 from their 46. With 1:33 remaining in this first half.
It's amazing how penalties will make things just slow down, come to a stop.
All right, here's McElwee again. And he is coming over to the sideline to talk with Chuck Knox. So it will be a first.
Be at 1:36. Timer will hold the clock for 3 seconds. The line judge will then start the time at that time.
So still having trouble with the clock, and McElwee went over to explain to Knox that the timer is holding the clock. It reads 1:33. It should read 1:36. So you want Knox to start screaming when he sees the clock does not move as the play resumes. And it's Rozier taking the snap. One of the gadget plays used by the Oilers, but it did not work. Bosworth right there, 2-yard pickup.
Well, he's the only guy that wasn't fooled on it. Bosworth, he made a fine play.
And a timeout called by Houston. We'll be back in a moment. Second down and 13. Off the screen, it was deflected. Intended for Rozier. Jacob Green, the left defensive end, number 79, got a piece of it.
It's one of the worst looking screens I've seen in a long time. I mean, the quarterback is supposed to be a bit of an actor on this thing. Go back, set up, make it look like drop back pass. Watch this. Moon doesn't make it look like it's just a drop back hold pass anytime. He's rolling out here all the way. The defense is flowing out there with him. That's a strange looking play to me.
It'll be a 3rd and 13 for Warren Moon, who played collegiately at the University of Washington. Never played against Seattle. Seattle, one of the clubs interested in Moon when he came down from Canada, but he signed instead with Houston. Nice catch by Willie Drury. Stopped by David Hollis. It is a first down, a 15-yard gain. Clock is running, coming up on a minute to go in the first half. Houston a first down at the Seahawks 38. Houston leading Seattle 13-10. And Moon again guns the middle. The only man in the area was Drew Hill. Eugene Robinson on the coverage, but the clock is stopped.
Well, I tell you, Patrick Hunter did a good job on Drew Hill that time. Wouldn't allow him to get inside to get to the area. That's why it didn't appear that there was a receiver close by the ball. There's Patrick Hunter. He's got a busy day with these little receivers running around out there, but he's been doing a pretty good job so far. I tell you, I'm surprised, too, the way Jenkins has been playing. He's been covering well for the Seahawks.
And he has been a target. Melvin Jenkins starting at the left corner for the injured Terry Taylor, followed by a sprained ankle. So Hunter and Jenkins at the corners. Robinson and Easley, the safety men, 2nd and 10 at the Seattle 38. 48 seconds to go in the half. And Moon, after stepping up, goes incomplete. Again, Hill, the intended receiver. Curtis Duncan also downfield.
Moon had a lot of time that last play, and it's a little surprising and I guess alarming to the Seahawks because they tried to blitz him that time. There you see Jerry Glanville talking to the offensive coach with the hat on, the offensive line coach Kim Helton, and June Jones to his left, the brain thrust of the Oiler offense.
3rd down and 10. Moon is 11 for 17, 116 yards. Intercepted once. Gibbons comes across and to the ground. One hit on Pinkett. And he is stopped after picking up 3. Brian Bosworth had an outstanding first half. Made the tackle.
He stayed right at home. He wasn't fooled with any of the motion or the flow. He stayed there and made a good tackle on Pinkett.
The Oilers will go for another long-range field goal. Now Zendejas has hit from 47 and 49. This one will be from 52 yards away. And earlier in his career, he did hit from as far as 52. Tony Zendejas in his 3rd year out of Nevada Reno. A timeout is called with the clock worked down to 2 seconds left in this first half. So Jerry Glanville would like this to be the final play.
Well, they're looking at Brian Bosworth over there on the bench, concerned with his left leg, I believe. I can't really tell from here, but they're working on something. Yeah, he's got his left leg up there. Doesn't appear that he's too happy about it. Here's the last play. You see number 55 coming in from the right of your screen, Brian Bosworth, make the good play. I don't see anything appear to happen to him on the play. Appears to be fine right there.
Boz had a strong game. Recently created another stir, saying that he has not been having fun playing in Seattle. Not happy playing the weak inside linebacker spot. Said his 3 months in Seattle have been the most uncomfortable in his life. 52-yard attempt, and it hit the upright. So Zendejas, who connected from 47 and 49, not able to connect from 52. Here's another look. He thought he had it.
Oh, he hit it good, Marv. From this distance, it's going through. He knows it's going through. He's happy about it, right? Oh, but it hits the top of the upright. Let's see what happens with Tony. He thinks he had it, but no.
And here it is. That close.
Oh, boy.
From 52. Good first half here at the Dome. The Oilers 13, the Seahawks 10. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
Welcome back to our NFL Live studios in New York. I'm Bob Costas, joined for the postseason by the coach of the Dolphins, Don Shula. We'll get his comments on the first half in just a moment, and we'll also check with Ahmad and Paul there at the Astrodome. First of all, let's take a look at some of the highlights. With Houston in front, 13-10, Zendejas with that 47-yarder, the 49-yarder, and the narrow miss on the 52-yarder to conclude the half. The blue wave at the Astrodome. The fans have come back with the Oilers now in the playoffs. Now watch them test Melvin Jenkins, playing for the injured Terry Taylor at a corner. They try and go deep here to Ernest Givens, but Jenkins is equal to the task. He comes up with the interception in the first quarter. And from there, it's Seattle ball, and they'll cash it in for the first touchdown. Look at Largent in motion on the play. Craig is able to elude the rush. Largent comes back the other way. The screen is set up. He makes the catch, and then some great moves, dives to the corner of the end zone. Yeah, 7-0 in favor of the Seahawks. It was 7-3 after Zendejas' first field goal. Second and goal at the 1. This sets the record for longest distance covered to get credit for 1 yard. Mike Rozier to the left, back the other way, gets a good block, into the end zone he goes, and they take the lead at 10-7. Zendejas makes it 13-7, but the special teams of the Seahawks chip in here. Jeff Gossett punts. Bobby Joe Edmonds takes it for Seattle and returns it better than 50 yards. However, the effort of Gossett at the other end is worth noting. 2 Seahawk blockers wipe him out, but he still gets in on the play, and he makes Edmonds jump over the pile, and that's where it ends. That leads to a Norm Johnson field goal of 32 yards, 13-10. But on the pregame show we mentioned, John L. Williams would have to fill in for Kurt Warner. It hasn't happened. 6 yards total rushing for the Seahawks.
Well, you can see that that they're trying to get done with John L. Williams what they were able to do last year with Kurt Warner. I said that last year that Seattle was one of the best teams that wasn't in the playoffs, and the big reason was that Kurt Warner was having such a fantastic year. And now you can see that they're trying to get that done with John L. Here's the handoff to John L., and he struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. This makes them completely abandon their rushing game. And any time that Chuck Knox is taken out of his ground control rushing game, then he's doing some things that he doesn't want to do. Now you can tell it's playoff time. This is Fred Young on kickoff coverage. This is an all-pro linebacker, Bob, covering the kickoff. He made the Pro Bowl as a special teams player when he was a rookie, but now he continues to cover kickoffs as an all-pro linebacker. The problem going into the ball game for Houston was Seattle's ability to convert on third down. You can see that Houston is handling Seattle on third down. Craig goes back to pass, he slips, the rush gets to him. In another critical third down situation, they put the rush on with just 1 linebacker blitzing, 5 people going after the quarterback, good coverage in the secondary, Craig back, the rush gets to him, and again, Houston wins in that critical third down situation. And then in a play right before the half, they overshoot Turner in the end zone where they had the good opportunity to score. And that shows you that Houston is handling Seattle's third down offense.
Something else about Houston, as their running game has done a pretty good job during the first half. You know, when they were down all those years, they used those draft choices, and they got Steinkuhler, and they got Munchak, and they got Bruce Matthews. They pick up a guy like Jay Pennison, the young center, as a free agent. That is a good offensive line.
That's how you quietly build a football team. You have to have those people up front. And when you take them, it's not a spectacular thing, but you need the big people up front to protect the quarterback. They go out and get Moon, then they have the quarterback. Then they come up with the receivers, Givens and people like that. And this is how they've put this football team together.
Elaborate a little bit. Everybody knows Warner is a great one, a Pro Bowl quality guy when healthy. But you said on the pregame that he was the most valuable player in the league toward the end of '86.
Well, I felt that way last year. I watched Kurt Warner in some big games for him, and he was doing things that no other running back was doing at that time. And Seattle was certainly one of the strongest teams, but they hadn't played well early, and they got knocked out of the playoff picture. So they were watching at home with one of the truly great players in the National Football League not being able to play in the playoffs, and Kurt Warner. Now he's out of it again because of injuries.
Knocked out of the playoff picture now, surprisingly, are the New Orleans Saints. They had won 9 in a row. They were a significant favorite at home against the Vikings, who backed into the playoffs. Who would have thought that the Vikings would do it this easily? Well, there he is, the Saints prophet, trying to lead the congregation, but they were led right down the chute with 6 turnovers today. It started out well. Kramer fumbled for Minnesota. The Saints got it. Hebert hits Eric Martin. They're in front 7-0. It's 7-3, still in the first quarter, when Anthony Carter takes over. He fields the punt by Brian Hansen, and he doesn't stop until 84 yards have been covered, and the Vikings are in front 10-7. They are never headed from there. It was all Minnesota. We're going to talk about Anthony Carter and the fact that Don Shula could have had him, but worked a deal with the Vikings. That comes up in a minute. Watch this. Razzle-dazzle. The pitch to Rice. He throws to Carter for the touchdown. At that point, it was 24-7. They still hadn't reached halftime. Jim Mora can't believe it. Things are going right for Jerry Burns. Yeah, you could have had Carter.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
I say that with a smile, Coach. I don't want to run laps or anything.
He belonged to us, but at the time we needed some linebacker help, so I traded Carter's rights to Minnesota for a linebacker, and the linebacker, Robin Sedline, got hurt. I also got a draft choice in the deal. I traded that to Tampa Bay for Hugh Green, and everybody thought that that was the great trade, including Don Shula, but Hugh got hurt, and he hasn't been able to perform the way that I felt that he would be capable of performing for us. So Anthony Carter is gone, and our linebackers are hurt.
You deal where you have surplus. The one area where you're overstocked is wide receiver. You had Duper and Clayton.
You have to do what you think is right at the time that you do it, and it didn't work out for us, and Carter is helping Minnesota.
Everything worked out today for Minnesota in a 44-10 win, including this play. They get one last chance for a play at the end of the first half, and they go with the Hail Mary play. Wade Wilson will throw it up high and just hope there's a whole group there, and watch. Hassan Jones, yes, thank you very much. 44-yard touchdown. They took a 31-10 lead to the locker room. Now, if you're a Viking fan, that probably seemed familiar, because sure enough, it happened in a big game that clinched the division title back in 1980. This is a play you've seen frequently on NFL Live. We sometimes open the program with it. It involves our own Ahmad Rashad, the call by Charlie Jones.
Up in the air.
Going deep.
They're hoping.
Tip. Caught. You're kidding. The Vikings, they win it. Time is run out. Minnesota, they are the champion. Ahmad Rashad.
And obviously Ahmad has been tutoring Hassan Jones on that particular play. Let's go to the Astrodome and learn the secret. Ahmad is with Paul McGuire.
Bob, the secret is actually living right, and then luck comes your way. But down here, the Seahawks haven't had any luck trying to run the ball against the Oilers, Paul.
No, I'll tell you, the problem is you can't run the football against the Oilers because of Warner. We talked about that at the beginning. And then when you have to go to gadget, what are you looking at?
Yeah, this on your ear. What is it?
Oh, this is the Boz. This is the Boz Buster. They're going with the Boz. I did a double buster, but the Boz is doing all right. You like these, Bobby? I know you. I'll bring you a pair back, Costas, so you can take it out dancing.
Yeah.
But Paul, you gotta like the Oilers, because Houston comes down, they score. I mean, Seattle comes down, they score. And in a game like this, when you score first, it just seems like you really got all the momentum. But Houston came right back.
Houston knows that Seattle, they can't run the football. And what Seattle's doing is they're going to gadget plays. And I call this a gadget play. You've got Largent that they put in motion, Ahmad, and then all of a sudden, take a look what he does here. Here goes Largent 80. He's going to block Lyles on the outside. He hides himself in the line of scrimmage. Largent makes the block here. Then he comes back, and gets in the screen. Look at all the offensive linemen come across. Largent gets in the screen, and it's touchdown. Now they try to run pass for a touchdown. They just can't get the ball in the end zone unless they use a gadget.
What about on the Houston side? Mike Rozier's had a pretty good first half. I think his first couple years in the league, people said, well, Mike Rozier, he's so-so, whatever happened to him. But let's watch him on his touchdown run. Here, he runs to the left. He can't find anything open over here, so he redirects his route and goes back around the other end and gets in the end zone. And I think his play is really carrying over to the other back, Highsmith and Pinkett.
Yeah, Highsmith, you know, when Pinkett ran the ball through and it almost looked like he had a touchdown, he was about this much short. And when they came up on the kickoff, he's on the outside, and I was standing there, and I said, Alan, he said, I know, they don't pay you not to score, they pay you to score. And he said, you got to get in the end zone.
Now, Houston is dominating the statistics, but still only a 3-point game.
You doing those statistics again? Time of possession?
I know that you and I don't like the time of possession. It's what you do with the ball when you have it. And Houston is not, well, they've scored almost, except for the last time, every time they've had it.
Yeah, and you take a look at Seattle. They had that one drive scored right away. Then they didn't do anything. I think they had like 4 yards in 3 possessions. And then all of a sudden, you get a punt return, puts them in field position, and they only get a field goal out of it. The Seattle Seahawks just cannot run the ball against Houston. And if they can't run the ball, they can't win this ball game.
They miss Kurt Warner something terrible. But now we go to the second half. And usually in situations like this, when even though you've been dominating the statistics and you're only 3 points down, the other team comes back and they're usually the team that wins the game. Do you think Seattle can do that?
I don't think so. Moon's too hot.
Moon is having a super day down here, Bobby. And if he continues to play like he has in the first half, I think Houston may move on.
If Houston moves on, McGuire can go with him. Just promise to ditch the earrings. I like them better in the capri pants and the red pumps. Those are a little more flattering.
I'm not walking very close to him with the earrings on.
All right. The NFC's next round is set after Minnesota's surprise victory today at New Orleans. Minnesota's got to go to Candlestick for another stiff test. San Francisco will be about a 10 or 11-point favorite. Chicago's about a 4-point favorite at home in the next round over the Redskins. Third quarter from the Astrodome coming up as we continue following these messages from your local stations.
Back at the Astrodome in Houston, where the Oilers lead the Seahawks by the score of 13-10. And Paul and Ahmad were talking about the minimal production of the Seattle Seahawks. You look at the stats. Seattle had 53 of their 62 total yards on the second and third play of the game. The 33-yard pass from Craig to Largent, and then the 20-yard touchdown pass to Largent.
Well, I've been talking about this Houston offensive line. Their defensive line and linebackers are really controlling the line of scrimmage also. But Seattle can't be too upset. You know, they've only given up the field goals. They're still in the game. They're only behind by 3, and they played probably the worst football they could play. So I know Chuck Knox at halftime's got to say, hey, look, guys, you're playing like dogs out there right now, but you're only 3 points down. So, hey, let's get back on our game, and we'll be able to take these guys.
And they need production from John L. Williams. He's carried the ball 3 times for 2 yards. They're featured back for the first time this year with the absence of Kurt Warner, and he's the guy in the spotlight.
Well, and Burst, too, the fullback, the young rookie, number 34. This is his first start. I'm sure the nerves were bothering him, and he's not getting the blocking. But again, the offensive line, those are the guys that have to control the game. The games are still won and lost in the trenches.
And he has been going with Burst and Williams most of the way. We saw Randall Morris briefly. On the positive side for the Seattle Seahawks has been the play of rookie linebacker Brian Bosworth, a name that we have been calling throughout the first half.
Oh, he's been all over the place. He hasn't been fooled in any of these draw plays. He's been there for the cutbacks. Bosworth is having a good game.
So a 13-10 lead for the Houston Oilers at the half, and we're just a couple of minutes away from the start of play in the third quarter. The second half kickoff is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. Tony Zendejas getting set to kick it to Bobby Joe Edmonds and David Hollis. Zendejas hit 2 of 3 from long range in the first half, connecting from 49 and from 47. He did miss from 52 right before the end of the half. And here is Edmonds on the return, reaching out to the 25-yard line as this third quarter gets underway. Edmonds going for 25 yards. Eric Fairs on the tackle.
Well, we see the statistics here, and certainly the Oilers are dominating things, but what we don't see in statistics are the outstanding plays made, one by Steve Brown. I've seen him break up a couple of long passes to Largent. They've just been marvelous plays, nearly making the interception. The Oilers are playing well defensively, and again, their offensive line's controlling things.
36 on a return. 1st and 10 after the penalty.
So the penalty marker thrown on the kickoff return. The referee, Bob McElwee, has had a very quiet game to this point.
Seahawks are going to have to start moving the ball. I can see Craig hitting some short passes to give his offensive line a break, not having to hold the Oilers out for a long time.
And Randall Morris in the backfield with John L. Williams. So burst to the sideline, and they go to the ground for Morris, who averaged 3.5 per carry during the regular season, picked up 2. Doug Smith, the nose tackle, number 99 on the stop, but Morris carried the ball only 21 times during the regular season. And the Seahawks have certainly been held in check.
They really haven't had that poor field position. Sure, they started under 17 and 19 once, but with the other, they had decent field position the rest of the time.
2nd down and 8 from the 17. Craig completes, but a short advance. Williams on the catch, but the left corner, Steve Brown, was right there.
Yeah, well, like I say, the Seahawks would like to give their offensive time a better feel for this deal, you know, throw the quick passes, but the Oilers are just doing a good job defensively.
And the Seattle Seahawks on 3rd down have attempted 4 plays. Needed about 9.5 per play, which means they have really been in a rough situation all day long, but they pick it up right here. Ray Butler with the 1st down and some more. Audrey McMillan, the extra defensive back, on the stop, a 27-yard advance, and Seattle with a 1st down from their 44.
Well, Craig gets a little time here. He still throws the quick pass. Gets it inside to Butler, who got inside of Patrick, the defensive back. And here you see him again, Patrick Allen trying to make the play. He just gets outrun by Butler.
Hey, Butler coming off a strong season with that catch. 1st down from the 44. And Craig had it knocked down.
He still can't get that rascal. Big Doug Smith in his 3rd year out of Auburn. You'll see him right there in the middle of the screen over the ball. He pushes Fiesel back toward the quarterback, and it looks like Bird, number 71, makes the block. Oh, look at Doug Smith trying to get a handle on him. It doesn't bounce like a basketball, Doug. No, it's a football.
You mean it doesn't come right back to you?
Right back to you.
2nd and 10 from the 44. And again, the crowd into it. That is short of the 1st down. Paul Scanzi with his 1st reception of the day, picked up 7. And John Grimsley, the inside linebacker, combining with strong safety Keith Bostic on the tackle. It'll be a 3rd down and 4. 12.5 remaining in this 3rd quarter. There is Scanzi, 5th-year player from the University of Washington. Earlier this week, it was thought he'd be out with a shoulder problem. That's 80 Largent in motion. Craig going the other way, incomplete. Intended for Scanzi. And the Seahawks will drop back in punt formation.
You saw Keith Bostic clapping. He's happy, and Chuck Knox isn't, and Dave Craig isn't too happy either. Keith Bostic, the strong safety of the Oilers, just wouldn't let Scanzi get back into his pattern, and Scanzi and Craig just had a miscommunication there, but it was because of Bostic's effort.
Ruben Rodriguez, who has come on as the season has progressed, getting set The punt to Kenny Johnson. Johnson back inside his 15. And it is down inside the 5. Rodriguez has put 17 punts inside the opponent's 20, among the leaders in that department in the AFC, and did the job right here off a 46-yard punt.
The AFC Wildcard game is brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, phone your nearest BMW dealer. By Coors, the beer with a difference worth tasting. Coors is the one. By Shearson Lehman Brothers and E.F. Hutton, joining together to serve the serious investor.
Marv Albert, Joe Namath from the Astrodome in Houston. And the Oilers start out from their 5, 1st and 10, 11:47 remaining in this third quarter. Moon getting the time. Intended for the tight end, Jamie Williams. That's the first time he has looked in that direction.
Yeah, Williams doesn't figure into the pass offense very often, but there's big Jacob Green, number 79. He's not getting much of a pass rush on Warren Moon, and this is what the Seahawks have to do, start getting some pass rush on him. But that last pass, it was a good example of Moon not putting the kind of touch on the ball that you'd like him to do. You know, lob it over a defender now and then to get it down to the receiver. He threw that one on a clothesline. That's why he missed Williams.
Moon 11 for 18, 116 yards, 2nd down and 10. Rozier on the slant. 4-yard advance. The nose tackle, Joe Nash on the stop. Houston and Seattle have not met since back in 1982, the final game of the year. Houston won at 23-21. Now, if Houston had lost that ball game, they would have had the #1 pick in the draft, and that would have been John Elway. Would he have signed with the Houston Oilers?
Only John Elway knows.
It is a 3rd down play. 3rd, and they call it 7 from the 8. And Moon, avoiding the rush, overthrows Willie Drury. The intended receiver, a 3-year man from West Virginia, goes only 5'7". 41, Eugene Robinson on the coverage of Drury.
There's Freddie Robinson, 41, but what an excellent job the Oilers' offensive line and backs did that time, picking up a blitz. Kenny Easley came from the middle and Bosworth from the other side. Still gave Moon the time to get the ball downfield, and had Moon been a little more accurate, that it had the big gainer.
Bobby Joe Edmonds dropping back in punt formation. Gossett running for only the 2nd time. Edmonds from midfield. He had a 54-yard return off that first Gossett punt. This one goes 44 yards, 13-yard return, and we will take a break. Baker, Houston's all-time sack leader, the only member of the Oilers who was with the squad the last time they were in the playoffs. Back in 1980, they were beaten by the Raiders 27-7 in the AFC Wildcard game. In the old AFL days, Houston won the American Football League championship those first 2 years, 1960 and 1961. But it's been a long time between playoff games. 10.5 to go, third quarter. Houston 13, Seattle 10. And the Seahawks with good field position. First down from the Houston 39. Play action. Craig with time. A great fake. And able to complete. Al Smith made the stop off the 6-yard pickup. Randall Morris coming out of the backfield. On the reception, it'll be a 2nd down and 4. So Chuck Knox is staying with Morris and Williams after he started the rookie from Middle Tennessee, Tony Burse. Butler is to the right and Largent left. 2nd and 4, and it's Williams. who saw daylight for the first time and has a first down. Free safety, Jeff Donaldson on the stop. John L. Williams ripping off 10 yards. First-round draft pick out of Florida last year. John L. going for 10.
Well, this got to give some life to the Seahawks. It's the first time they've been able to break anything up the middle. And there's 31, Donaldson making the tackle. But this has got to kind of get the Seahawks going here emotionally. They've got to get some enthusiasm.
Down by only 3, although they have not done it statistically. So hanging around and have a first down from the 23. Out of the other side, Morris. And that was snuffed out. Johnny Meads, the outside linebacker, on the tackle. There's Meads, a walk-on as a freshman at Nicholls State in his 4th year in the NFL. He's played well, coming up with 4 sacks the last 4 games. Made it back last year from knee surgery. He and Lyles, the outside men, have been outstanding, with Grimsley and Smith inside. And a defense from the crowd. Second and 10 from the 23 in Houston territory. Craig throwing, incomplete. Intended for Williams out of the backfield. Lyles on the coverage.
Yeah, but the play was made by Grimsley, the linebacker, along with the other linebacker. I didn't get his number, but they forced Craig to throw that ball early. Craig, had he thrown an accurate pass, however, Big John L. would have been able to gain some good yardage that time. His quarterbacks are not throwing the ball accurately today.
Grimsley goes to the sideline. He's been playing hurt. Injured ankle. Third down and 10 from the Houston 23. And now Craig going long. The pass intended for Darrell Turner, the big play man for the Seahawks.
Boy, I tell you, when a quarterback misses a receiver that's wide open, you have to just really be angry with yourself. I know Craig doesn't feel good about this. That's 2 plays in a row. He's missed an open receiver. Now, how do you think Craig feels about it? That ought to tell you something. He just missed 6 points because Turner was open behind Steve Brown.
And the Seahawks, with a 4th and 10, will go for the 41-yard field goal. Norm Johnson, who hit from 33 earlier. He's 16 for 21 for the year. And he has tied the game at 13. Norm Johnson from 41 yards away. 8:23 to go in this 3rd quarter. Craig and the Seattle Seahawks, it has been the same pattern. He and the Seahawks have been consistently inconsistent.
Dave Craig, the old Jekyll and Hyde quarterback right now. If Craig's hot, they're going to get some points on the board, but he's been missing open receivers.
And he just did a moment ago, so they had to settle for the field goal, and Norm Johnson did connect from 41 yards away. It has been an excellent day for both field goal kickers, Johnson and Zendejas. Here's the kickoff by Johnson. Pinkett up to the 10. And submarine as he hit the 15-yard line. The return for 13 yards. And Houston back to the offense. Well, the Browns and the Broncos are undoubtedly glued to their sets since today's game determines their opponents next weekend. If the Seahawks win today, the Browns will be their next opponent on Saturday. If not, the Colts will face the Browns. NBC Sports coverage begins at 12 noon with NFL Live with Bob Costas. Then in Sunday's game, Denver will host either Houston or Indianapolis starting 3:30 Eastern Time. Next weekend here on NBC Sports. First down from the 16, 8 minutes, 14 seconds remaining. 3rd quarter, tie game at 13. Highsmith with a big hole. Alonzo Highsmith, the rookie from the University of Miami, went for 16. Hauled down by the combination of Easley and Robinson.
Pennison, the center, number 52, gets Joe Nash. Bosworth can't get anywhere because Munchak, the guard, is on him, and they open a huge hole. Bosworth, number 55, will get pushed past the play by number 63, Munchak.
down at the 32. Rozier and Highsmith are the running backs. Highsmith with another impressive move. Melvin Jenkins on the stop. Warren Moon with a long count. The Oilers like to use much of the 30-second clock. Highsmith shaken up. And we've seen Moon go to the long count more and more here in the third quarter.
Here you see Highsmith get the ball and jump over number 56, trying to get in there, or number 58, Schultz, the linebacker. Now watch his left leg. He hurt his left leg somehow, and I can't tell quite what it is. But here he steps through the hole nicely. Oh, right there. It looked like he came down on his left leg. It just gave way on him.
So they are checking out the status of Alonzo Highsmith, and we'll take a break. Back after these words. The indication that he is all right. Highsmith shaken up a moment ago, replaced in the backfield by Ray Wallace. Here's how it happened.
All right, now we're going to stop this to show you where he hurts that left knee. Right here, right there. You see the cut. The knee kind of goes to the inside a little bit, and it collapsed on him a little bit. You see how he lost his balance. Came down with all of his weight on that left leg and going to his right at the same time. The knee just got strained a little bit.
And Highsmith and Rozier have combined for a solid ball game. 2nd and 4 as we resume. Houston from their 38. And Wallace gets the call and picks up the first down. Ray Wallace in his second year out of Purdue. 6th-round draft pick last season. Went for 9. Robinson and Easley combining on the tackle.
Good hold on the left side of the screen. Wallace gets through there. Munchak and Pennison again opening the holes with number 74, Matthews, leading the way. Here we have the umpire getting into the action. And I know he doesn't want to view the game from down there.
Rex Stewart taking a hit. Oilers first down from their 47. 6:23 remaining. Third quarter. Seahawks and Oilers tied at 13. Rozier coming back the other way. He got away with that once on the touchdown run, but Eugene Robinson stayed right with him, and the end result, a loss of 8 yards. Right here, we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network. The Astrodome in Houston, Texas. The AFC Wildcard game. Seattle and Houston tied at 13. Marv Albert with Joe Namath. 5.5 to go in the third quarter. And the Oilers now 2nd and 18 back at their 39. Moon again got the time and completed right at the first down marker to Willie Drury. David Hollis, the extra defensive back on the stop. A 19-yard pass play for a Houston first down.
Well, what happens? The Oilers flood that left side of the field. Everyone goes over there and then divides, and all Drury does is run straight down the field and stop. He just had a pattern where he ran straight ahead and just stopped.
Third catch of the day for the 5'7" Drury. The report on Alonzo Highsmith, bruised knee, and he will be back. First down at the Seattle 42-yard line. And again the completion, this time Ernest Gibbons for a Houston first down. 17 yards on the play, and Warren Moon looking sharp. Ernest Gibbons is hurt.
Oh, he took a hard hit there from Jenkins, the cornerback. A good clean hit. Gibbons just goes downfield, breaks inside of Jenkins. The thing that makes the play is the pass protection. But you'll see Jenkins come into your view from the left side and really rock him here. Kind of bend him out of shape a little bit. It's remarkable that he can hold on to the football that long.
Gibbons with his 5th catch of the game. The Houston medical staff checking out Ernest Gibbons, head coach Chuck Knox of the Seattle Seahawks. Going at the Oilers today without Kurt Warner, back home in Seattle after he sprained his ankle last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. This game is the property of the National Football League. All rights reserved. And this telecast is presented by authority of the NFL. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Houston Oilers and the National Football League is prohibited. Ernest Gibbons, second-round draft pick last season, had an outstanding year, 61 catches, made the all-rookie team, bothered by bruised ribs all season long, and took a shot right here from the cornerman, Melvin Jenkins.
A good, hard, clean shot by Jenkins, but as you mentioned, Marv, Gibbons has been bothered by the bruised ribs all season, and it looked as though he got a direct hit on him. They can't afford to lose Hill or Gibbons. Gibbons has to leave the game now, but if he can't get back in there, that will really hurt the Oiler offense.
Now Hill is split to the left side, and Drury on the right. Moon is 13 for 19 as a first down at the Seattle 26. And the long count. Wallace off the slant for 4 yards. Ray Wallace replacing Alonzo Highsmith a couple of plays back. Tackle made by Jeff Bryant. And here's Highsmith checking back in for the 2nd and 7 down at the Seattle 23. Highsmith hurt his knee following that 16-yard run. Alonzo Highsmith, who last week ran for 61 yards against Cincinnati, and as you just saw, having another outstanding day. 3:15 left, third quarter. Look at the time, and then Moon is hit from behind. Did not see Jeff Bryant coming from his left. So the 2nd sack of the day for the Seahawks.
Number 77, Jeff Bryant, gets by Munchak. Number 63, here at the top of the screen, you see him with a nice reverse pivot and getting inside. I don't know how Moon was able to hold on to that ball. It was a terrific job by Moon, not fumbling.
Lost 6 on the play. Jeff Bryant had 4 sacks during the regular season. He had a big playoff game against the Raiders back in the 83 AFC Championship game, recovering 2 fumbles. Bryant with the sack, so it's a 3rd and 14 at the Seattle 29. Low snap. And Moon going end zone. Touchdown. Drury. A 29-yard touchdown pass play. And the Houston Oilers take a 19-13 lead. Zendejas makes it 20-13.
First of all, with a nice catch of a low-and-away snap. Now, hey, luck does help here. You watch Melvin Jenkins, 24. He's back there, but the ball's inside of him, and Drury just adjusts nicely to the pass with a touchdown.
Bedlam here at the Astrodome in Houston. Willie Drury with his first NFL touchdown, getting this crowd that has been quiet all season long going once again. A kickoff return by Edmonds. Bo Eason on the stop of Bobby Joe Edmonds. How does a man react when he catches his first NFL touchdown? Well, at least Willie Drury reacts in that fashion in his third year out of West Virginia, an 11th round draft pick 3 seasons back. Houston 20, Seahawks 13 with 2:20 to go. Third quarter. Seattle first down from their 16. And Craig pegs it in. It is dropped. Butler had it and could not hold on. He was covered by the free safety, Jeff Donaldson.
Well, I don't know whether Butler heard footsteps or not that time. He certainly beat Patrick Allen to the inside. He'll just come down, fake a little streak pattern, and break inside to the middle of the field. Now, he sees Donaldson coming. He saw him whenever he made the break. I'm not too sure he wasn't worried about Donaldson and didn't concentrate on holding that ball all the way.
2nd and 10 from the 16. David Craig, 8 for 19, 111 yards. Short setup and completes it. Nice catch by Steve Largent for 14 yards, and Largent with his 3rd reception of the day. Steve Brown on the stop of Steve Largent.
When things get going tough, you go to the guy you can count on. Sets up, gets the ball in there in good shape, but big Bruce, or Doug Smith, kind of puts him down to the AstroTurf. Oh boy, hit his head on the AstroTurf.
Out of defense, Seahawks first down from their 30. Minute 39 left, third quarter, and Houston leads by 7. And it's to the ground for John L. Williams. Doug Smith on the tackle. Williams went for 5 yards on the play. And another injury. Doug Smith, the nose tackle.
Well, Smith made the tackle. He's number 99 right in the middle of your screen. You'll see him fall back over here and reach out, and that's where he hurts his hand, I guess. But had he not made that play, it would have been about 3 or 4 more yards gained.
A timeout is taken. We'll be back here in Houston in a moment. Charles Martin, the starter at Green Bay, and has been getting the time with the Oilers because of Doug Smith being hampered by injuries throughout the season. Houston Oilers have certainly owned the ball right throughout. That opening drive by Seattle was their major thrust, although they have hung on. They're trailing by 7, 20 to 13. And Craig has a 2nd and 5 from the 35. A minute to go. Third quarter. Play action. Craig goes sideline. Largent made the catch and then had a notion to pick up some more. Patrick Allen and Keith Bostic combining on the stop. A 16-yard pass play.
All timing this time. Largent starts pressing Allen to make it seem like he's going to run the go, and then he breaks out. The ball's already in the air. Right there. No way Allen could have stopped that pass.
Steve Largent, originally drafted by Houston, then was dealt by Bum Phillips in one of the 4 personnel decisions in the history of the game. Although a lot of clubs passed up on it, it wasn't only the Oilers. He was sent to Seattle in exchange for an 8th round draft pick. John L. Williams, the ball popped loose, and off the fumble recovery, here's Bostic.
See it from the reverse angle. John L. Williams leaps over the defensive line, gets some yardage, but number 31 comes into the picture. The ball was loose before Donaldson hit him. And alert Keith Bostic picks it up and he thought about laddering that rascal, huh? Said, no, I better hold on to it.
And Randall Morris made the tackle, so a break for the Oilers. They take over at the Seattle 45, 4 seconds left in the third quarter. To Pickett as time runs out in the third, but a flag has been thrown. Rick Gaines on the stop, the call against Houston. And here's referee Bob McElwee. There's John L. Williams.
Holding, number 52, offense, still first down.
A hold on the center, Jay Pennison. As this first quarter came to a close, it will be sent back to a 1st and 15 at the 40-yard line. So that is the end of the third. The score, Houston 20, Seattle 13. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
On the fumble by John L. Williams, you'll watch it's actually caused by his own man. He gets up in the air here. Now we can stop it right here. Look at that. Right there. You see that? The headgear of Grant Fizo is what caused the problem, caused the fumble.
Fourth quarter underway here at the Astrodome. First down and 15 from the 43. Pinkett, the ball carrier. Oilers going with the combination of Pinkett and Highsmith. Picked up 9 on the play. And there's John L. Williams to the right. And the man who recovered, Keith Bostic, the strong safety, made the Pro Bowl for the first time, making it as a reserve. And this is best season of his 5-year career out of the University of Michigan. Ernest Gibbons, who took that shot in the ribs earlier, in the lineup. Second down and 12. Houston at the Seattle 47, just underway. Fourth quarter. Houston leads by 7, 20-13. And Moon is almost intercepted. He actually threw it in the direction of 2 defenders, and Greg Gaines had the shot at it. The intended receiver, Drew Hill.
Well, the receiver was wide open, but Moon doesn't get the ball over number 56's head right here. You see, it's too low. Hill's coming into the picture, but it was a bad pass, and Gaines nearly made the interception.
Before the game, there was much discussion here in Houston about the lack of playoff experience on the part of the Oilers. What about Moon's experience as a standout with Edmonton in the Canadian Football League? He won 5 Grey Cups.
Well, it's a little different up there in Canadian football, but he's been under the pressure before, and I don't think the pressure is going to affect Warren Moon today.
Third down and 12. Moon with a nice pass to the outside for Drew Hill, and another first down. Melvin Jenkins on the stop. A 17-yard pass play.
Moon took a hard hit that time after he had released the ball. He's very slow getting up. A nice catch again by the quarterback on a bad snap. There's just a simple crossing pattern by Hill. He gets the step on Jenkins and makes the good gainer. Hill will get a shot of what it's like to be a quarterback after you throw the football. Hello. Ooh. We mentioned earlier that AstroTurf is like cement. You hit your head on it, but it hurts.
Bryant with the hard hit. First down at the 32. Rozier back in. For the short pickup. Brian Bosworth, the inside linebacker, on the stop. The play had been blown dead. They will bring it back.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of heart in that whistle, though. I mean, it was like one of those weak whistles. In fact, the rest of the team out there, including the officials, weren't really sure that the play was blown dead.
The explanation being provided.
All belongs to the offense at this spot.
McElwee announcing that the play was blown dead. And now Rozier is down. It has been a hard-hitting game. We've had very few penalties, 2 on Seattle, 2 on Houston. But a lot of guys are getting banged up.
Well, hey, championship football, they're playing hard out there. We have some good teams that hit hard. Here you see Rozier get up in there. Does he fumble the ball? No. Whoa, well, that's close, but they ruled him down. It looked like Gaines just took the ball out of his arm. He gets the good hit by Bosworth. That's the hit that probably made him a little bit woozy. And Fred Young ends up with the ball, but the officials already blew it dead. Here we have an another angle of it, and we'll see if he fumbled the ball or not. Actually, it doesn't make any difference because they've already decided. Oh, he was down. He was down. Young just took it out of his arm.
Well, they are taking a look at it. Instant replay. Tony Viteri checking out that stripping of the ball and ruling whether it was a fumble or whether the play was dead. Rozier is up. And we await the word from the booth to our left. Here's one more look.
Well, we'll see if it's a fumble. He has the ball. Let's see if his legs hit the ground. He appears to be down. Well,
that's close. That's a tough call.
Well, I'm glad Mr. Viteri will make that decision.
And this is the first time we have gone to the instant replay. The philosophy to reverse on-field decision only when the replay official has indisputable visual evidence that would warrant a change.
I see something strange right now on the field. Both offenses are out there. We don't have a defensive team on the field. The Seahawks are out there, and the Oilers are still out there.
That is similar to after a fight in the sport of boxing, and it's a close decision, and both boxers raise their hands in victory. So both coaches going with the offense on the field. Of course, Houston will keep its offense out there. And McAlee got the word from the replay official, Tony Viteri. Chuck Knox does not appear to be pleased.
It's a very important time here. You know, if Seahawks get the ball, they can go down possibly to tie the game. But if you have to give the ball back to the other side, Houston's still in scoring position. Let's take another look at it.
All right, this from the end zone camera. We'll see the strip. Very difficult call. The replay system concentrates on plays of possession or touching. The question is, was there indisputed visual evidence that the runner was down before he was stripped?
After further review by the replay official, there was a fumble. The down by contact was ruled with the defensive team in possession, was ruled down by contact with a whistle. The ball belongs to the defensive team. First and 10.
Big turnaround here.
So the Seahawks take over off the instant replay call. One more look. And from this angle, it looked to be the correct call. But once again, it depends on the angle, and for those who argue against instant replay, you can say that, well, here's a championship game that involves 10, 11 cameras, and so you certainly can check out all the possible angles. And Seattle takes over. First and 10 from the 29 with a minute and 10 gone by. Fourth quarter, the Seahawks down by a touchdown. Craig going sideline. The catch by Butler, and he was out of bounds, so it is incomplete. Patrick Allen on the coverage. Now, the Houston Oilers are certainly well aware of controversial calls in playoff competition. Remember this, back in '80 AFC Championship game, Mike Renfro's catch disallowed the ruling that his second foot did not get down in bounds. There was a question also concerning possession in bounds. Houston did convert a field goal, closed within 17-13, but lost to Pittsburgh, and the Steelers went on to win Super Bowl 14. At the time, no instant replay. And that one of the plays that may have led to the implementation of the instant replay rule. Here's Craig on second down. intended for Largent. Allen and Donaldson on the coverage of Largent.
Well, you shut down any offense on first down, you put them in bad shape. 2nd and 10, you miss a pass, now it's 3rd and 10 again. The Oiler defense has really been playing good football today. Craig, if he can get hot, has the open receivers from time to time. It just hasn't been getting the ball to him. Largent was open the last time. Butler was open on the first down.
Craig 15 for 26. 196 yards, 1 touchdown, intercepted once. 3rd and 10. And he goes up top and deep and broken up. The pass intended for Darrell Turner, and Patrick Allen broke it up. There's Allen. In his 4th year out of Utah State. Man who grew up in Seattle, a graduate of Garfield High School in Seattle.
Beautiful pass. He should catch this ball. Look at this. It's right in his breadbasket. Dave Craig couldn't do any better than that. He put the ball right on target. Didn't make the catch. Look at this ball right through his stomach.
And the Seahawks in punt formation. Ruben Rodriguez. Johnson. Johnson to the 25-yard line. A 56-yard punt and a 10-yard return. We'll be right back.
The AFC Wildcard game is brought to you by Bud Light, proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. Everything else is just a light. By the heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet. And by Alamo Rent-A-Car. There are over 4 million miles of roads in America, and with Alamo, all the miles are free.
Marv Albert, Joe Namath before a sellout crowd at the Astrodome in Houston. The Oilers leading the Seahawks 20-13, 13:22 to go, 4th quarter. If Seattle wins, they'll play at Cleveland next Saturday in the AFC divisional playoff. If Houston wins, they'll be at Denver next Sunday. And the Oilers take over first down at their 26-yard line. Alan Pinkett for 5 gains on the stop. Well, that instant replay call that appeared to be critical does not do any damage because Seattle was not able to take advantage. And our director Ted Nathanson and producer Larry Cirillo proudly correct us and say there are 13 cameras, not 10 or 11, being utilized here this afternoon. That includes the monkey cam at the far side of the field, I should point out. 2nd and 5 from the 31, and Moon is cut off, stopped at the line by the free safety Eugene Robinson.
Certainly not a designed play. Warren Moon went the wrong way for the handoff the last time and didn't have anyone to hand it to, so Warren tried to save some of the yards and got back to about the line of scrimmage.
Mike Rozier may not be able to return after suffering a bruised shoulder, we're told, from the Houston sideline. And Rozier has had an outstanding day. Third down and 7. And Moon took a shot. Willie Drury was the intended receiver. And the punting unit comes on. Jeff Gossett dropping back to his 15-yard line, and he will punt to Bobby Joe Edmonds. Edmonds in his 2nd year out of Arkansas. Let this one drop around the 45-yard line, and Gossett hears it from the crowd. Only a 26-yard punt. So the poor punt by Gossett, and Seattle will go to the offense. Seattle Seattle Seahawks starting out from their 45-yard line, so a good opportunity, but to this point, quarterback Dave Craig has not done it.
Well, he hasn't done it, but, you know, they've had some drop balls out there. Craig hasn't been consistently accurate today, but if the guys come up with the catches like Turner missed the last time, Houston's back in this ball game.
So the first down from the 45 with 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And it's John L. Williams. Bumped out by the combination of Brown and Donaldson. Setting the Seahawks, Grant Fiesel at center, Edwin Bailey and Brian Millard are at the guards. Mike Wilson, one-time Cincinnati Bengal. Ron Mattis at the tackles. Mattis at 6'6", 300 plus. Seahawks got on the board early on the 20-yard touchdown from Craig to Largent, and Houston took over, and they lead it 20-13. And a defense from the crowd, second down and 5, and Randall Morris hit for the loss by Robert Lyles. Lyles, the outside linebacker, all over Morris.
Well, they say he's not big enough, he's not fast enough, nor strong enough. But Lyles at 6'1" and 223 pounds finds a way to get in there and make the play. This is Coach Glanville's favorite guy out there because of his lack of size and because of the tremendous effort he puts out in every play. 4 years out of TCU and is doing it by working hard.
There's a 3rd and 9 off that 4-yard loss. Back at the Seattle 46. The short pattern, but it is shy of the first down. Stanzi stopped by Audrey McMillan. 7-yard advance, 2 yards short of the first down marker.
This is just a fine play by Audrey McMillan, number 26. Crossing the screen, you'll see Stanzi right there. And McMillan in hot pursuit is able to make the tackle short of the first down.
Again, the Seahawks drop back to punt formation on this 4th down and 2. Ruben Rodriguez, a 6'2" rookie from Arizona, will punt for a 6th time. It's Kenny Johnson back deep at his 10. The left-footed punter, Rodriguez. And Johnson let it fly. Seahawks trying to keep it out, could not, so it will come out to the 20-yard line. 10:25 to go in this fourth quarter off that 47-yard punt. We'll be right back.
Side of your screen, number 57, Tony Woods gets to the ball, and he tries to throw it out. They just couldn't get a handle on it. You see Rusty Tillman, the special teams coach, in the top right-hand side. Here's Rusty. What a heartbreaker. Good coverage on the punt. Ball took a bad bounce for his side.
So they bring it out to the 20, and Alonzo Highsmith got the call. 10:20 to go in this fourth quarter, and Houston leading Seattle 20-13 in this AFC wildcard matchup. Bruce Schultz on the stop. Now Alan Pinkett has come on. He's in the backfield with Highsmith. It'll be a 2nd down and 6. Houston Oilers making it to the playoffs for the first time in 7 years, and their future is bright after 5 years of the doldrums, 5 straight last place finishes, 4 coaches in 3 years, and 1 point, 23 consecutive road defeats. Off the draw, Pinkett. And Jeff Bryant was right there. Picked up a yard on the play. So it will be a 3rd down and 6. Just inside the 25-yard line. Alan Pinkett, 2nd-year man from Notre Dame, 3rd-round draft pick last season. Houston Oilers averaging close to 8 yards per carry against a Seattle club that is 26th against the run. They have really struggled defensively. Boone completes it. He went to the 4 wideouts and able to complete to Gibbons for an 11-yard gain and a first down. Robinson and Jenkins on the tackle.
Gibbons a little slow getting up. Of course, he has the bad ribs. gets the ball right there. He gets pretty decent pass protection. They nearly tackle Bryant at the line of scrimmage, and he's trying to rush the passer. Wow, you can see why Gibbons is getting up slowly. Another angle of the shot, and oh, what a hit Robinson put on Gibbons.
Gibbons goes only 5'9", 172 pounds. He's had a 6-catch day. First down at the 35. And again, that long count by Moon. Highsmith running well, has another first down. Alonzo Highsmith having his best day in the NFL. Eugene Robinson and Melvin Jenkins on the tackle. Highsmith ripping off 15 more.
Pinkett throws a terrific block on the linebacker. The line opens the hole. Highsmith nearly loses the ball, but's able to hold on to it, and he kind of runs right over Robinson. Another angle of the play. Nearly loses the ball there. Can't find the handle. Oh my goodness. He's a load to bring down.
Highsmith goes 6'1", 235. He sprained his knee earlier, and he's walking it off once again. 73 yards, 10 carries. That is his best performance of his NFL career. Reported late because of the holdout. He scored 2 touchdowns last week and ran for 61 yards. Good friend of Joe's, Crazy George, on hand to lead the cheers. And this is the first time this season that the Oilers have had the support from the home crowd. After the Oilers made it to the playoffs, you got the feeling that something still was missing here in Houston. The fever not there, the love you blue enthusiasm of the past. Football fans here just did not believe in the team. Perhaps a win today would accelerate the fervor. They had only one previous sellout this season for the game against the Browns. Not helped that the Oilers were blown out. Flag thrown as Pinkett carries. The other factor, keep in mind there was flirtation concerning a move.
2 men moving, 2 men moving.
Call against Houston. There was talk of that move to Jacksonville, Florida, and of course that did not win support here in Houston.
That's got to turn your fans off. You know, anytime you're talking about leaving town, moving to another site.
Number 20, 2 men were moving, still first down.
Penalty called on Pinkett, so 2 Houston Oilers moving. Illegal motion at the snap, the call, and they'll move it back.
You know, you're talking about moving out of town and leaving behind the fans that you've had since the beginning of the franchise. Talking about moving coupled with the fact that you've had the worst record the past 5 years since World War II of any team in professional football. Finally, they're beginning to win, but you can't really blame the fans. There you see Mr. Herzog right there in the middle of the screen with the glasses. Of course, he has a lot to say about this Houston Oilers organization.
General manager of the Oilers, Lad Herzog, who has had an entertaining season. Alan Pinkett. And he picked up 5 on the play. Schultz and Gaines on the stop. And the Oilers are using that clock. They have the 7-point lead. They lead it by the score of 20-13. And we're down to 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
And the gentleman with the gray sweater and the blue hat is Tom Catlin, the defensive coordinator for the Seahawks. He's sending in signals to Brian Bosworth, trying to figure out how they can stop the Oilers right now to get the ball back for the Seahawks to get back into it.
2nd and 10 from midfield. Pinkett in motion. And it's Highsmith. Short game, picked up 3. Bryant on the stop. So a 3rd down play coming up.
Brian Bosworth reads the draw play, gets in there, but Munchak, number 63, is able to get a hat on him and knock him out of the way a little bit.
Brian Bosworth had a strong first half. 3rd down and 7 from the Seattle 48. 5.5 remaining. 4th quarter. Low snap again. And Moon off the recovery. Hit Drew Hill. And Houston with a clutch first down to keep the attack alive.
catches on that play. First of all, Warren Moon makes a good scoop with this bad snap. Look at this. Has to pick it up off the ground. Then he gets the ball out here to Givens. Or Hill, excuse me, who's beaten Patrick Hunter just by a step or so, but Moon's able to put the ball right there in the perfect spot.
And the 5th catch of the day for Hill. Givens has caught 6. Hill has caught 5. Drury has caught 3, including the touchdown. First down at the Seattle 38. 81 Givens in motion. Back to the ground. Pickett is stopped by the outside linebacker, Bruce Schultz, who happens to be a native of Austin, Texas, and like Jacob Green and a couple of other Texans, had to round up the extra tickets for today's game.
Jacob Green's from here in Houston, by the way. We didn't talk about his lawn service
yet,
huh?
Runs a landscaping business here in Houston.
Yes, the Green Brothers Dirt Yard.
Yes.
I like that.
And he bought 81 tickets for family and friends, but he says his personal record is 95 for one game. Moon completes. Pretty move by Givens, getting inside the 20. Houston, first down. Fred Young on the tackle, but Givens went for 18.
Givens and Hill are so quick, so fast. If you don't hold these guys up at the line of scrimmage, they're going to be on top of the secondary quickly. The linebackers can't get deep enough to get involved in this play. Consequently, have a good completion for good yardage.
Givens in his second season out of Louisville, 53 catches during the regular campaign, has kept this drive alive. Clock running, we're approaching 3 minutes left, fourth quarter, first down at the 19 in Seattle territory. Back to the ground for Pinkett. Alan Pinkett getting the playing time. Mike Rozier, sideline. Up 3 on the play. It'll be a 2nd and 7 at the 16.
Now this is a time I would go conservative. I know Coach Glanville at the beginning of the game said he didn't want to be conservative. Here with a 7-point lead, you're milking the clock, chance to put 3 on the board and a 10-point lead. Don't throw another pass right now.
2.5 left, fourth quarter. Highsmith, the second back going through, but a flag down. Offside against Seattle.
Offside, number 45, defense. Still second down.
The strong safety, Kenny Easley, called on the offside, although he is giving his interpretation.
Well, there on the bottom of your screen, you just see his head come into play. Kenny Easley, number 45, a little too anxious on the blitz.
And Houston will have a 2nd and 1 at the 10. That is only the 3rd penalty called on Seattle. Houston with 2. The Oilers continuing the domination. They've had the ball almost 40 minutes. The reaction to Brian Bosworth as he came off heated. Oilers are running it down to 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Both teams do have 3 timeouts remaining.
This is why Bosworth had to leave the field. The officials did not like his equipment. You have to have the proper attire out there. Not the haircut, just the proper attire. And his jersey was ripped. His pads were coming through. And the official said, hey, go get your uniform fixed.
And Warren Moon talking it over with head coach Gary Glanville. Clock was stopped with 2:05 remaining, as the Seahawks did call for the timeout.
And they're going to get charged with it, you know, and I don't understand why you want to waste the timeout here. I'll tell you why he wasted the timeout. First of all, Houston's just going to run the ball the next play and go down to the 2-minute warning. I think they just got excited and carried away and got called the timeout. It was a bad mistake calling the timeout.
And try to locate another jersey for Bosworth. You could see it was all ripped. Looks like Clark Kent getting into the Superman outfit. Now, would it be interesting if Boz just happened to have a jersey with number 41 on it? Could they stop him out? They can't find a 55?
Maybe 44.
Under 44,
yeah,
right.
He can put the 44 jersey on. Now, he wants to know where the jersey is. No Boz country, huh? Well, not today it hasn't been.
All right, another number for Brian Bosworth. Number 52.
They already have one of those number 52s on the roster, Mr. M.L. Johnson. I guess they just couldn't find another 55.
And now we're set to resume. 2:05 remaining, fourth quarter. Houston second and 1 from the Seattle 10. They lead the Seahawks 20-13. Stopped by Sam Merriman and lost a yard on the play. Now we get the 2-minute warning. M.L. Johnson, a backup linebacker with number 52. They did not have an extra 55 when Brian Bosworth needed a new jersey. They happen to have another jersey with number 52. 59 remaining in this fourth quarter. It'll be a 3rd down and 2 for the Oilers from the Seattle 11-yard line. If Houston holds on and wins, they will play at Denver next Sunday. They did face Denver during the regular season, but you can throw that particular game out. It was during the strike. It was a 40-10 victory for Houston over Denver in the replacement games. If Seattle should come back to win, they would play Cleveland next Saturday. Warren Moon calling for quiet. 2. And Highsmith cuts inside. Broke the tackle, but he is stopped short of the first down, and it is Bosworth coming up with his 10th tackle of the day.
And alertly, Seattle calls a quick timeout. They didn't waste any time there.
The clock stopped with 1:51 remaining in this fourth quarter. A man from Nevada, Reno, has hit from 47, from 49, he's missed from 52, and being called upon right here in this 4th down and 3 from the 12. He'll kick it from just inside the 20. A 29-yard attempt. Gossett putting it down. And he missed a big one. It would have provided a 10-point lead. Zendejas, who hit from long range, not able to hit from 29, and Seattle very much alive with 1:47 remaining.
The second time he's hit the upright. The last time, or the one he missed earlier, he hit the right upright. Now he hits the left upright. I don't think I've ever seen a kicker hit each upright in the course of the game. Certainly gives new life to the Seattle Seahawks, only down by 7 points.
That's an ugly sound to a field goal kicker. And now the crowd chanting for the defense. 1:47, the important number, time left in regulation. Seahawks first down from their 20. And Craig throwing deep sideline, intended for Largent. Covered by Allen and Donaldson.
Yeah, well, this time Craig released the ball a little bit early. Largent wasn't quite out of his break yet, and the ball had already passed over his head. Of course, you can give some credit to the Oiler defense for that. They're putting the pressure on Craig.
Well, if Houston holds on, they will play the Broncos in Denver. Craig is now 11 for 26, 149 yards. Tonight, tonight on NBC following Houston and Seattle. It'll be Our House, followed by Family Ties and My Two Dads. That's tonight here on NBC. 2nd and 10. Craig going the other side and overthrows. Ray Butler, the intended receiver, covered by Audrey McMillan.
Well, he had a chance on that one. That's why Coach Glanville kind of takes a deep breath of relief there. You know, had he dropped the ball or thrown the perfect pass, Butler was open and have had a big gainer.
Well, prior to this season, the Seattle Seahawks were a popular pick for the Super Bowl. Now they are fighting for their lives as a wild card against Jerry Glanville and his Houston Oilers. Chuck Knox, in his 5th season with the Seahawks, the only head coach in the NFL to lead 3 different teams to postseason play. Also did it with the Rams and the Bills. 3rd and 10. Tremendous pressure by the Houston defense. And the 4th down play coming up with 1 minute and 32 remaining in this 4th quarter.
Well, even if the receivers had dropped the passes that they, or caught the passes that they dropped, the statistics would still be bad for Dave Craig today. But you have to credit that Houston defense for putting the pressure on and making some outstanding plays in pass coverage.
In particular, the work on Steve Largent, who caught too early and has caught only 1 since the opening minutes. 3 catches for Largent, as Craig on 4th down has the season on the line for the Seahawks and completes close to the 1st down. Largent right at the marker, stopped by Keith Bostic, and he did pick it up. So Largent with his 4th catch and a clutch pass and reception. Seahawks maintain possession. 1st down at their 30. The clock is running. Seahawks have 1 timeout left. Now Craig going deep. And it was, let's see, did he hold on? Domingo Bryant not able to hold on. The pass intended for Ray Butler. Domingo Bryant, a replacement player, extra defensive back. 1st-year man from Texas A&M, had a crack at it.
Bryant covers a lot of ground coming from the center field position. He should have the interception. He just drops it. It goes right through his arms, through the breadbasket, and incomplete pass gives Seattle another chance to get on the board.
Chuck Knox looking at a 2nd and 10 from the 30. Craig only 12 for 30. That's 40%. And has Largent in the open. So Largent gets out of bounds to stop the clock. A 25-yard play. Donaldson on the coverage. 48 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter.
Largent putting one of his good moves down. Fakes inside, gets back outside, and wisely gets the yardage and out of bounds, too, to stop the clock. Seahawks with 1 timeout left here, Mar, but they still have 48 seconds. Plenty of time to get a touchdown.
They need 7 to tie the game. 1st down at the Houston 44. Craig took a pounding. And that's why that pass went short. He was belted.
He got belted, and Largent got knocked to the ground by Steve Brown, and we didn't have a receiver in the area. What's Steve Brown, 24, and Largent, number 80. Largent trying to get back outside, and he's pushed to the ground smartly by Brown. No flag, so it's a good play.
2nd and 10 for the Seahawks from the Houston 44. 43 seconds remaining in regulation. Oilers revving up the crowd. And Craig going deep. Overthrowing Darryl Turner. Keith Bostic, the strong safety with Turner. And And we are down to 37 seconds and a 3rd down and 10. The Seattle Seahawks down to their final plays of the season. A season that saw the Seahawks go 9-6, second in the AFC West. Beaten by Kansas City last week to wipe out the home field advantage. Up and down club after beating the Bears and the Broncos. They lose to Kansas City. Previously, they lost to the Steelers and the Raiders, a very difficult club to figure. And Craig lofts it up there for Butler. He's got him. Ray Butler stops the clock with 31 seconds remaining in regulation. Butler makes the catch, although covered by McMillan and Bryant, and he went 32 yards, so it's a 1st down for Seattle at the Houston 12.
Good time, good protection for Craig, and he puts the ball just where he needs to put it. I'm impressed with the number of plays that the Seahawks have been able to run. You think Craig's not happy this time, huh? They finally hit one of those long bombs. They've avoided throwing the ball over the middle, so they haven't wasted any time on the clock. That's why they have 31 seconds up there. Smart play selection by the Seahawks.
And this, the 10th play of the drive. 31 seconds left in regulation. Seahawks have 1 timeout remaining. Craig getting the time, end zone, touchdown! Steve Largent on a 12-yard pass play, a dramatic drive by the Seahawks to move within 1 point, and it will come down to the extra point attempt by Norm Johnson, who has been perfect this season. So Largent, who had been quiet after the fast start, that's Steve's mother. Steve Largent, a one-time Houston Oiler, with his 7th catch of the day for 132 yards. And here is Johnson with 26 seconds remaining. And he has it. The game is tied at 20. And Zendejas, you'll recall, missed the field goal that would have given the Oilers a 10-point lead. He missed from 29 yards away moments ago.
Well, with just short time left on the clock, Craig's able to get back there with good protection and go to the ace in the hole. This is the clutch, Mr. Clutch Man right here, Steve Largent.
The big catch of the drive was collared by Ray Butler, a 31-yard pass play that got the Seahawks downfield and to the 12-yard line. Let us backtrack. The missed field goal by Zendejas, who has been playing ping pong with the upright. He missed from 52, hitting the upright right at the end of the first half, and that the 29-yard miss. And this on a day that saw Tony Zendejas hit from 47 and from 49. And here is the reaction of quarterback Dave Craig after connecting with Steve Largent.
But I'll tell you, if momentum has anything to do, and we do go into an overtime, Seattle's got it. Not only the momentum, but the playoff experience as well.
And so much for those stats concerning time of possession. Norm Johnson will kick it off. Key man is Alan Pinkett. Now check that Willie Drury back deep. So with 26 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter, the Houston Oilers will start out from their 20-yard line. And we just received word from the sideline that Brian Bosworth is in fact now wearing number 55.
You know, I'd have to give it at least one shot right now if I were the Oilers quarterback or coaches. They have 26 seconds left on the board, but they have 3 timeouts too. If they can get one pass completion here, they can possibly get in position. So I would call a pass play, but I would be very careful not to turn it
Jerry Glanville, one who does gamble, will not hear, and hears it from the crowd. Does not want to take a chance of a fumble or an interception, looking at it from his point of view, that could lead to a field goal opportunity for the Seahawks to win it in regulation, and he will just run it out.
Well, I can't hardly blame him, though. You know, his defense has played well all day long. With the exception of this last drive, they've controlled the game. So he figures we'll take a chance on the coin flip, let our defense go to work, and we'll see what happens in overtime.
But you would have tried one play.
I would have had to go for one play at least anyway.
All right, so we go to overtime. The Houston Oilers and the Seattle Seahawks tied at 20 in this AFC wildcard game at the end of regulation. And they will toss the coin for the overtime. Houston Oilers have that 7-point lead, had an opportunity to extend to 10, but Zendejas not able to hit from 29 yards out. And the Seahawks, who were down to a 4th down play and deep in their own territory, able to pick up the first down with the pass to Largent, who just did make the catch by the marker. And then the steady drive by Craig, and they conclude with the TD to tie it.
Seahawks have a 3-minute intermission.
Seahawks have the ball, Mark, plus they have the momentum right now.
So the flip won by Seattle. Houston will kick off to Seattle when we return after these commercial messages from your local station. Tony Zendejas will kick it off. Joe Edmonds, David Hollis are the deep men. 15-minute sudden death overtime. Hollis on the return to the 15. 25. And the Seahawks coming off that last pressure drive to the offense. Ira Valentine on the stop of Hollis. And Dave Craig, who had some shaky moments, able to rescue things with that last drive.
That's right, and again, they have the momentum. I'm curious to see if Houston can regroup. They were so excited they thought they had the game. They had all the wind knocked out of them with that last touchdown. Can Houston regroup?
And there's Warren Moon hoping that he gets another shot. First down from the 29. Craig, incomplete. Pass intended for John L. Williams. John L. Williams starting at tailback with Kurt Warner out with a sprained ankle. As you check out the statistics, and we've been talking about the fact that the Oilers have certainly had the football most of the game, and that's an incredible disparity. 40 minutes and change to 19 minutes. Houston has done it on the ground. They've done it every way statistically, but the game is tied. Second down and 10. Craig goes the middle and completes, but short of the first down. Grimsley on the tackle of the tight end, Mike Tice. So Mike Tice makes the catch, and that is his first of the day. Picked up 7. Third down and 3.
What a big third down situation this is. If Houston's able to hold them this time, they should get decent field position, but if not, they see how Seahawks can keep it going.
Craig had it deflected and almost picked off. Patrick Allen had a shot. Ray Butler, the intended receiver, and Seattle will drop back into punt formation, and Houston will get the ball back. This is the first playoff overtime game since last season, January 11th. Denver beat Cleveland in OT, and they recall the Cleveland Browns knocking off the Jets in a couple of overtimes back on the 3rd of January last season. Eddie Johnson is back deep. snap fielded by Ruben Rodriguez and gets off a good one. Johnson behind his 20. He is hemmed in and he is hauled down. Good coverage off a terrific punt. A 48-yard punt by Rodriguez, who has had a splendid day. Tice leading the assault. Houston will start up from their 15 as we check back on the scoring. Lodgen on the 20-yard pass play set up by a 33-yard pass, and Dejas hit from 47 yards away. Rozier with that beautiful run to take it over. Houston 13-7 lead on the Zendejas field goal. And Johnson hit from 33 for Seattle. Johnson again from 41. Drury with the 29-yard reception. And then Lodgen with only 26 seconds remaining. But the big plays and Dejas missing in the final minutes. He's missed 2 field goal attempts. Here's Moon over the middle for Highsmith. Battles his way close to the first down marker. Bosworth on the stop, and Highsmith is hurt again. He did pick up the first down. Highsmith has been banged around pretty good here this afternoon.
Yeah, well, he hurt that left knee earlier. They said it was bruised or sprained or whatever, but I saw him grab at it just a minute ago, and looks like he's in a lot of pain.
Mike Rozier sidelined by injury earlier, and Highsmith has been the featured back for the Houston Oilers. Alonzo Highsmith. With 74 yards on the ground, and he has caught 2 passes. First down from the 26, and again Highsmith appears to be all right.
The clutch play that kept the drive going on a 4th and 10 situation. Who do you go to when times are tough, when you need to get it done, huh? Number 80, Largent. That's the man.
Largent picking up the first down, and it was Largent who caught the touchdown, and he had been quiet since the opening minutes when he caught that 20-yard touchdown pass. A minute and a half gone by in sudden death overtime from the Astrodome in Houston. Again over the middle, and it's Ray Wallace for another Houston first down. 12-yard advance. Fred Young, the inside linebacker, on the tackle. Ray Wallace has come out and played well.
Wallace played well for the Oilers before Highsmith started playing. They got some good use out of him early in the season. But I mean, hey, it's not like he's a rookie. This is his 2nd year, and he's been in there plugging hard. He's a little disappointed that he lost his job to Highsmith, but you can count on Wallace. He's good.
He's averaged 5.5 yards per carry. First down at the 37. Deflected. And let's see if it was a clean intercept or did it take a hop. If it was picked off, Seattle will take possession in excellent field condition. Fred Young on the interception. But wait a minute.
Here we'll take a look at it and see if we can pick it up on the camera. The ball's deflected at the line right there by number 77, Bryant. Young goes for it. Hey, it looked like an interception to me. Another angle. Decide for yourself. He got his hands underneath it. One more angle. If it has to be inconclusive, it's going to be a tough decision to make.
And they are checking it out. Second look by the instant replay official, Tony Viteri. The earlier play went in favor of the Seahawks.
Only problem with this is we lose the ball. We don't see what happens from here on, you see. Now, how can it be conclusive or inconclusive?
After further review by the replay official, incomplete pass. Second down.
So this one goes to the Houston Oilers.
Yeah, well, you see, The replay people had to stay with the official that time because there wasn't conclusive evidence one way or the other, you see, and so they have to stick with the decision on the field.
And there must be conclusive or indisputable visual evidence that would warrant a change. Houston maintains possession. 2nd and 10 from their 37. We are in overtime. 2.5 gone by. Tied at 20. And a handoff to Rozier, who makes his return. Jeff Bryant and Brian Bosworth combined on the tackle. Mike Rozier, who was not supposed to get back into it, back on the field. He has played hurt all season long.
Oh, he's a tough guy. The coaches, they can't tell you enough about how tough this guy is. He's been playing injured all season long. He works in the off season. This is his best season so far in the NFL. He's just a fine ball player going to the Pro Bowl this year.
It's a 3rd down and 3 from the 44. And Moon completes for the first down to Drew Hill. Hill with his 6th catch of the day. Patrick Hunter on the stop. And Houston moving the chains. And there is Tony Zendejas. You have to have the feeling that he is feeling the pressure after missing a couple earlier. One that could have put the game out of reach.
Hey, there's pressure on a lot of guys. The offensive line, there's pressure on. They need to block. Warren Moon, there's a tremendous amount of pressure. This is great. Playoff game, this is just great.
1st and 10 at the Seattle 41-yard line. And again to the ground. Rozier found the opening. Eugene Robinson stopped him, but he picked up 9. Rozier has gone 56 yards, 17 carries. 2nd and 1 at the Seattle 31. The season on the line for the Oilers and the Seahawks, tied at 20 in this AFC wildcard matchup. Rozier, he is short on the first down. Bryant was right there. So both Highsmith and Rozier are back in that Houston backfield. Both have taken their licks this afternoon.
Well, Zendejas doesn't appear to be too nervous, but I promise you, there's some giant butterflies going around in that boy's tummy.
It'll be a 3rd down and 1. From the 32, 8th play of the drive that began at the 15. Well, they're calling for the yardsticks. Yeah, they're off by a considerable margin. A field goal attempt from here would be a 49-yarder. And earlier, Zendejas did connect from 47 and from 49, and the 52-yard attempt was right there, but it hit the upright.
Yeah, it wasn't quite right there. It was a little left and a little right each time. You know, it has to be in between the upright. So having missed those 2 field goals, there's a tremendous amount of pressure on Zendejas.
Now Drew Hill splits to the left as Gibbons on the near side. 3rd down and 1. Rozier picks it up. Mike Rozier has the first down. .9:50 remaining. Sudden death overtime. Game is tied at 20. Very clever. Very nice.
You have to stay on the ground now. You have to stay on the ground. Move it a little closer on the ground, but don't take a chance in getting a tipped ball at the line of scrimmage or an interception from here in. It's in Zendejas' hand.
87 is the tight end, Jamie Williams. That's Rozier. Finding the opening. Getting inside the 25. 7-yard gain. Kenny Easley on the stop. down and 3. And Mike Rozier has carried the last 4 times for the Oilers. Oilers to the line, led by center Jay Pennison. Highsmith and Rozier in the backfield. Look out, penalty marker thrown. 58 Bruce
False start, 74 offense.
Was brought forward by the right guard, Bruce Matthews. So the penalty called on Matthews.
That's one of the few mistakes this Houston offensive line has made today. They've just played a marvelous game.
And one of the few penalties called today against the Oilers. A very low penalty game, which has contributed to the sharpness that we've seen here throughout. 7 in all. Houston now 2nd and 8 from the Seattle 28. Tony Zendejas waiting in the wings. 8:20 to go in overtime. 10th play of the drive. Alan Pinkett tried to cut inside and was stopped. A 2-yard gain. So Pinkett getting the call after it was all Mike Rozier. And Fred Young, the inside linebacker, along with Greg Gaines, closed it up. So it's a 3rd down and 6 from the 26.
And this is the down they should be kicking the field goal on. I'll tell you why, if you have a bad snap, you get a second chance at it on 4th down. They're going to wait till 4th down to kick the field goal. A bad snap, they have to turn the ball over to the other side. They should be trying to field goal here.
Makes sense, and very few teams do that. 3rd down and 6. Rozier. And that will set up a field goal attempt for Tony Zendejas. Jacob Green stopping Rozier. Tony Zendejas, 2 out of 4. He hit from 47 and from 49, missed from 52 and from 29. And this one will be from 42 yards out. Zendejas has had a splendid year. Regular season, 20 out of 26. He's done it from long range. He's done it from short range. And a timeout has been called. So when we come back, it will be all Tony Zendejas. Back at the Dome in Houston, Marv Albert with Joe Namath. This AFC wildcard game tied at 27 minutes left in sudden death. And Tony Zendejas attempting the game winner from 42 yards away. It is all over. Seconds into overtime. Tony Zendejas from 42 yards away. And it will be Houston and Denver next Sunday in the AFC divisional playoff. For Jerry Glanville, it is on to Denver. For Chuck Knox, it is all over. Tony Zendejas bouncing back from the 29-yard miss. And now it is time for the Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser. And today's MVP is Warren Moon of the Houston Oilers. And Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of today's MVP, Warren Moon, who was able to connect on a regular basis with his wide receivers, Ernest Gibbons and Drew Hill. Also an outstanding game for Alonzo Highsmith. 21 for 32, 273 yards, and a touchdown. Warren Moon out of the University of Washington. A man who's gone through 4 quarterback coaches in 4 years at Houston, but things certainly stabilized today with the Houston Oilers in their first playoff appearance in 7 years, winning it in overtime.